And we are live, currently speaking to you right now from the Automotive Edge Facebook page and LinkedIn, Kirk Chase, and YouTube. Getting ready to fire it up here.
So is that right?
Yeah. Did you share it?
Yeah. So is that right?
Turn your volume down.
Life is a highway. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this morning live. The all new Grapevine Dodge. You got to come out and see this place. It is absolutely stunning. I remember the day this building was built, and my wife is the only employee from the day the ground started getting developed all the way to now. But it is gutted from one end to the other and totally completely remodeled. I mean, back behind us and back in service, they're doing finished remodel of the building, but it is incredible, state of the art, fresh, clean, up to date. I mean, this place is it's rocking. A lot of glass, a lot of sunshine, a lot of openness, and we have Jeep on one side and Ram on the other side, and lots of deals. I mean, right now, today, 2025 Ram 1500 limited, $16,000 off MSRP to get things rolling here at the new Grapevine Dodge. It's the place to be. Come on out and see us. We're going to be here till how long are we going to be here, Bo?
We'll be here till noon if they let us stay.
Okay.
Well, this is brand spanking new. I don't know if we can keep up the class with it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might go, hey, this is a brand new dealership.
You got limited time here.
But we'll be here to noon if they let us stay.
That's right.
We're hoping that'll happen here on our 1190 AM KFXR radio station.
So you got 15,000 off the Ram 1500 Laramie, 12,000 off the 1500 Rebel. I like the Rebel. I'm a Rebel fan. 12,000 off MSRP on the Night Edition Tradesman. 10,000 off the Pacifica Hybrid, one of the hottest products around, hybrid technology here at Grapevine Dodge. And then you got the Dodge Hornet RT Plus, the bad boy, on sale. Jeep Wrangler Sport, $11,000 off MSRP. And then you have the Grand Cherokee Limited, the big bad boy, $9,000 off MSRP. And how about $6,000 off on Gladiator and $15,000 off MSRP on a Jeep Grand Cherokee L? And there's a whole lot more. I'm telling you, they are not going to be competed with.
They got to pay for this new dealership.
Yeah.
Look at it that way.
And so with these great, fantastic deals, every time that you do a remodel or a new dealership, you get this big special allocation. So what do they have to do? They got to clear everything out, because once them cars start coming, they don't slow down from the factory. And so right now is the time to take advantage. If you have negative equity, and we're going to be talking about that coming up, how many Americans have shortfall negative equity in their loans right now? It's just horrendous. This is a great time, because when you have this big of a discount, a lot of that can be absorbed into the car note, and you get started back over again. So the place, Grapevine Dodge, right here at William D. Tatum, 121. Come on out and see us. Myself and the great one, Big Old Bo Carver, will be here till the noon hour, and come meet the staff out here and make your deal. I have not seen anything like this to kick off 2025. Not these kind of discounts. When you're talking about 15, 16, 10, $12,000 off on different models from MSRP. So the place, Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate, come on out and make your deal. How cool is it when you got these bigger discounts where all you got to do is bring your driver's license and your insurance, and they're going to take and check your credit and drive off in a new Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram with these massive discounts today. And for you American Muscle folks, they have one of the only Scat Pack lime green, black top, black wheel, black interior, convertible Challengers on the showroom floor ready for sale. So there's a whole lot going on. This place is nice.
Yeah, just come on out and check the scenery out around here. It's unbelievable. And then we're here. Come say hi to the all-star Kurt Chase. 21 years in radio and 89 years in the automobile business?
Yeah, 88.
Oh,
37 years.
How about that?
Last November.
So if you need to know something about your automobile, whether you're buying, selling, leasing, parts, service, body work, tires, wheels, if you're not going to the automotiveedge.com,
Buffer valves, Canapana carburetors.
Reba stats,
That's right.
anything you need along those lines, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt and say, hey, Kurt, leave your name and phone number. Say, I have a few questions. Give me a call. Simple as that. I mean, you can leave a long dissertation if you want, but he's still going to call you.
Yep. Good morning, Mr. Ty Gentman.
Yes, sir.
One of my all-time favorite people.
April will be here before you know it. April 12th, the Connor's Car Show. Going to be if you think you've been to a car show, but you've never been to Connor's Car Show, then you haven't been to a car show.
You know, I'd rather be at Connor's Car Show than the Dallas Auto Show.
That's what I'm saying. It's phenomenal.
Yep.
So and it's also motorcycles, and sometimes they bring out a couple helicopters.
They do it up.
I know it's first class all the way. A lot of booths out there, entertainment. I think they're going to have the crawfish crawl again this year, right?
Yeah, if you go to connorscarshow.com, you can actually get your booth out there and sell your wears and tears and getting part of the circle and let people meet you and greet you and see your product. And, you know, the money goes to all the people that help with Down syndrome.
Yeah, it's for a very, very worthy cause.
Yeah. And he does 100% and, you know, really, he's got a heart of gold. Love the guy.
Yeah, and it's CONNOR''S. I don't know if they have the apostrophe S on.
You don't, just connorscarshow.com.
Yeah. And then it's connorscarshow.com, and you get all the data there. And come join us, get a booth out there, and be a part of the festivities, because we will be there. We will be broadcasting live from.
Is Ty going to let you out there this year?
Well, I don't know. You might want to ask him. I don't want to.
I had to make a special donation last year to get you on the property.
Ty, am I welcome this year? I don't know. I'm sure there's I'm sure they're going to have a committee meeting over it.
I think Ty needs to get one of those dunk tanks and put you in it.
Yeah. They'd make a lot of money then.
Oh, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't quit throwing. I'd give him a couple $100 until my arm fell asleep. I'd be throwing balls.
I'd be throwing them back at you, too.
There's an idea. Ty scratched his head going, wait a minute here. We could put Bo in a dunk tank. That'd work out pretty good.
There's been some pretty cold days out there.
Yeah.
But in warm days, too, though. I mean, it's you never know. But most of the time, the last few years have been really nice. And so it's a good time to come out. And you just won't believe the automobiles that are there and just the fun and all the things that happened on that day. On April 12th, it's a Saturday at Keller Town Center in Keller, Texas. And we'll be talking a lot more about it as it approaches. Probably have Ty on with us at some point and share that as well.
Yep. So, we'll get him on leading up to it.
Sure.
Packed house. Hey, come see us today. Grapevine Dodge 121 and William D. Tate. We're going to be here to the noon hour. The man, the myth, the car legend has entered the building. Here we go. But the deals, I got to tell you, there's no games, no gimmicks. And when you look at the numbers and coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be going over negative equity and how to get out of it. Because I've got a lot of people now with 2025 that bought during COVID, and the appraisals and calls are coming in fast and furious. And there's a lot of people that are in a real pickle trying to figure out how to get out. So we're going to be helping you with that. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of things today. I've got a bunch of things to cover today.
I want to say good morning to Maddie, our studio producer, who's at the studio, keeping us.
Sounded like she had a bowl of Wheaties this morning. She was pretty cocky before I put my headset on.
Well.
Oh, listen to her. Now the sweet voice comes on. Now that we're live. Cocky. Yeah.
Well, I might have been the one to say that.
I told her dad that she is now the general.
Yes.
General Maddie Gomez.
You're not in the sergeant anymore. Huh?
Yeah, the general of the Automotive Ed radio show.
She almost 5 stars yet? Getting there?
Oh, she's been 5 stars. Yep. Yep.
So how's your week been, Maddie? Was it something to do with sports? Right. Monitor the money or monitor the feed? Oh, too bad you weren't monitoring the money. Yeah, I guess so. Well, glad you're here today. And as always, doing a phenomenal job. And we love you to death. Appreciate the great work.
Yeah, so here we go. What a great idea. Dunk tank, but not sure who would have a better ROI, Bo or Kurt.
Yeah, we might we do some betting.
Oh, boy, I know. You told get on Facebook and said I'd be in a dunk tank. They'd line up.
We got to go. Take a break.
No.
She just told us the general.
Oh, Maddie said so. I thought you were right. Well, if Maddie says so, we got to go.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. 214-787-1190. If you'd like to join us, that's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And thank you, each and every one of you, for popping on with us this morning, getting started early here. Got a good little crew joining in. Ty Gentman with Connor's Car Show. Ronnie Swain, our buddy out there in the Lido. Appreciate that. Says, good morning, Vietnam. Anybody seen that movie? You'll know what he's talking about. It's getting off to a great start here. So come out and see us. We're at Grapevine Dodge in Grapevine, Texas. And they have the deals rocking and rolling here. And it's a brand spanking new showroom. They have laid it out in full style. Just unbelievable the way this thing is. And got just a phenomenal place to come in and chill out, relax, take a drive, no pressure. Just say, I'm just coming in today. My future for buying a vehicle may not be for a month or two or down the road a little bit, but I just kind of want to get an idea of what I may want to get. No problem. Come in, just get your driver's license, make sure and bring your driver's license and your insurance card. Don't need your Social Security. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. So nobody's going to be doing anything on the backside while you're out test driving. It's all simple, all easy. And the vehicles here are fantastic. So no reason to wait to come on a beautiful day. It's going to be 70 degrees here in North Texas. A little chipper this morning, but it's going to warm up pretty nice. And it's going to be a calm 70-degree day. It's a absolute perfect day to get out and come by and join us here at Grapevine Dodge here in Grapevine, Texas. And you want to see the showroom floor. Okay, when Kurt gets back, Ronnie, I will do that. I will take and turn it around a little bit and show you a little bit of the showroom. We'll get that done when Kurt gets back. He's on, I don't know, he's taking a little walk. He gets lost. You know, he's at that age right now where he kind of meanders around. So I don't know where he might be, those types. And they get that age, they just kind of take off and meander around. And don't know where they're going, and neither do we. Ronnie wants to see the showroom. Ronnie that says, swing the camera around and see the showroom. I'm swinging around a little bit. Tell me what it looks like.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, 1 minute, Bo.
I'll make it happen.
1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, I wish he could see the other side of that wall. That is just unbelievable, that waiting area.
Tell him there's that car.
Yeah.
Can you see it? And the Jeep over there. Can you see the Jeep a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
But there's the car you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you got a good look at that?
Yeah, you're right on it.
I'm going to go around this
Come
way.
back around. Slow down right there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, this other way. Okay.
Kind of do. Yeah. Go. Can you get over there real quick? Look at there. I mean, this place is just absolutely beautiful. There you go.
Are good?
We're good.
All right.
10 seconds. And it's back around and stop. Do you remember? Two 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do when it comes to your automotive needs, I am your guy. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number, and let's get you some help. Friends and family, you hear people say, I need a car. Go to theautomotiveedge.com and send me a message, and let me help you out. And Bo, how else can they follow us?
They can follow us. Of course, we're on the radio every Saturday morning. And if you're listening to us on the radio, you already know it's Talk Radio, 1190 AM, KFXR. And you can also get us on the iHeartMedia app. You can download that app, and in the search spot at the top, search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. It'll take you to that station, and you'll hear us right there. It might get a little commercial before we get started, but we'll be there. Then you can follow us on our live feed, live stream, audio and video at the Automotive Edge Facebook page. That's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Then we have a Shifting Gears sister Facebook page that we share there. And then you can find us on LinkedIn, and that's under Kurt Chase's personal channel. And that's KURTCHASE, Kurt Chase. And then YouTube. We're going to ask you, if you don't mind, if you're on the radio and you don't do social media and all that stuff, we get it. But go to YouTube. We're asking as a favor to go to YouTube and subscribe, because we are trying to raise money for our Adopt a Teacher program for the teachers. And we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll get $1,000 to go out to those teachers. So that's all the places you can find us every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. Like and share our broadcasts on our social media sites, and subscribe to YouTube.
There we go. Top of the morning, Judge Charbonnet.
Oh, Judge. Hey, that's one you need to get to do a little intro.
Yeah. I'm going to call Judge Charbonnet, get him to help me out.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe Judge Gregory too.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having the more judges you have.
What does Flip Wilson say?
Here come the judge.
Here comes the judge. Order in the courtroom.
The court's been session in. Here comes the judge. Well, they can't hurt having all the judges you can get, can it?
No. No. 214-787-1190. Hey, big news. Big news. So for everybody that didn't know this, China was building the largest mega factory in the history of the world in Mexico.
Yes, they were.
And they estimated that it was going to take, get this, in record time, 18 months, not even 2 years to build this mega factory. They were going to put this thing up, rocking and roll. And guess what happened? Well, the developer who our great president, Donald Trump, knew had a meeting with him at Mar-a-Lago.
And had connections with the people that were doing it. At that time, I don't think they knew where it was coming. I probably had.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a GC. So, I mean, So he told him, he goes, look, here's the deal. You go back and tell whoever it was, and I'm paraphrasing, that you can go ahead and build this factory, but I'm going to put a 200+% tariff on anything that would come across our borders here in the great United States. Now you got to realize what it takes, how many billions of dollars to build a state-of-the-art factory. And they were building a mega factory, which they could pump out more cars in Detroit. Well, if you were tuned in Monday and listening to our great president, guess what? The gentleman went and told the folks going, hey, I have no problem building this mega factory, but here's what's going to happen. There's going to be over 200% tariff, minimum 200% on any car that you think possibly that you're bringing in the United States. Well, lo and behold, guess what happened?
Shutting it down.
They're not even turning dirt. And he was there when President Trump was giving his fellow Republicans the lowdown on what was happening, and found out that the mega factory will not be built.
Beautiful.
And I got to tell you what.
Well, you had warned us way back, or I don't know about a warn, but I think it's pretty close to it, that the plan for China was to build a very inexpensive EV vehicle, and then to mass produce it somewhere, bring it in. We didn't know where. I don't think you knew where either. But that was their plan. And you said that all along. That's what they were going to do. They're going to bring that and just saturate the market here with these very low price EVs and hurt the American automobile people with their EVs. And
they want to control. China wants to control the world.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to kind of start.
And now you got a president going, let me just tell you something. Hit the brakes on this thing. Let me just tell you how it's going to go. And one thing that I really liked is when he spoke to, I think it was called Duick-Switzerland. Anyway, where all the world leaders were, and they piped him in. He goes, here's the deal. We will tariff imports coming in, but I'm going to make y'all a great offer. I will give you the lowest tax rate in the world to build here. Everybody that's in that room, the most powerful people in the world, and they had the head of J.P. Morgan, and they had the top people, World Bank people. I mean, everybody. And the Saudis jumped on board.
Well, it's called putting America first, which we haven't had in a very long time. Actually, I think we've been being put last. And it's what America needs.
No, we're being put first because we're dumb enough to send all that money overseas because of what, everybody's got their hands in the cookie jar, and Trump's like,
Well, that's a different look at being put number one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about let's make us number one by taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, kind of like $5 million in condoms.
Yeah, 50.
No, it was 5.
Oh, I thought it was 50.
Yeah, 5 million in condoms, but there was, when you added everything else in that they were putting in this package.
I want to know why they delivered it all to my house.
But I was going to say something, but I'm not. But anyway, when you look at what he's doing, what I want a lot of people to remember is you may not like his delivery. You may not like what comes out of his mouth, but the results are phenomenal. And you have to support the largest industry in the world, and it's the auto industry. And if you don't, my gosh, you allow all these other countries just to take over and build what they want, how they want. I mean, come on, folks. We need to support the American-made product.
That's happening. Ronnie wanted to know what the name of the brand name would have been with their automobiles.
Well, they never announced it.
They never announced it.
Yeah, it wasn't released. So the mega factory was never built for them to start identifying models. So it was going to be hybrid and electric only coming out of this factory. But thank you, Donald Trump, because Biden would have been asleep while they were building it.
No joke.
And Kamala wouldn't care, and then Nancy Pelosi would have been invested in it and not told anybody.
I guess China didn't read their fortune cookie, did they?
Well, I don't know. But, here's the thing. Say what you will. And I've made this point that I used to have coaches that just cussed me up and down, gave me the hardest time. And the end result was the W.
Yep.
It was a W. I didn't like what came out of their mouth. I didn't like the way they handled it. I didn't like this, and this. But the end result was good. And you guys got to realize that in life. You're going to be told things. I mean, this generation needs to get some freaking thick skin, and stop with all the whining and boo-hoo and everything else and realize it's time to man up. It's time to man up in the world. Get your butt out of bed, go to work, make an honest day's pay, get involved in your community, and start doing the things that we need to get done around here.
Well, a lot of people don't want to hear.
Well, there's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, look at that beard, man. Look at that. Could you grow a beard like that?
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't go that long.
It never happened.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But people,
that's
that's fantastic right there.
Yeah.
Well, there is, people don't want to hear the truth anymore. But the Bible says, the truth will set you free. So
no, I disagree. I think they hear the truth and then they want to manipulate.
Yeah, to where
that it works for them.
Right.
Go ahead.
But then it's not really the truth, though.
It's their truth.
Right, exactly.
It's what what I thought you said was, I thought what we were going to do was because they wanted to be groomed and designed and molded to them.
Well, and they just adhere to the people that want it, that they think will gravitate to it because they are not really wanting to really dig for the truth. Just listen to them.
We know what they're gravitating to now, and they don't have a choice.
Yeah, I love it.
What did Dad say? Such and such, or get off the pot. It's just the way things are going to go.
Get off the pot.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the Great One Big Wheels Bow Carver live. The all new Grapevine Dodge 121 and William D. Tate. Come on out and see us. We'll be right back.
Ronnie wants to know if they make other export cars to other countries. Do they make export cars to other countries?
Oh, yeah, they do. They got that small electric vehicle. I'm not sure what it's called. But anyway, it's getting shipped around, not in the capacity that they thought. Because you got to realize that a lot of these other countries, their infrastructure are not ready for electrification. I don't care where you go. All the countries and companies and businesses that want to go all electric, they don't have the infrastructure ready for the vehicles.
Well, I know if in Korea, they will not allow any Japanese products to come in there at all. So I wonder how they feel about Chinese cars.
Well, I don't think it really matters the country. It comes down to the quality, capabilities, and the infrastructure.
And the ability to handle
because
it, right?
Any company or any country could build a vehicle, but here again, you have to go to quality, capabilities. Electrification is, the range.
Oh, we've seen them come and go in this country too.
And then the other thing too is, here's the bigger thing. Where do you get the car serviced?
That's probably the biggest question right there. Huh?
Yeah, because, Tesla's direct sales.
Right.
And so what do you got to do? You either have to go over there to Mockingbird
You got to
or
go to
Inwood.
a direct place to do it. Just
right.
A few places too, isn't it?
Yep. Hey, or you have to go to, they put the new facility over in Alliance. So it comes down to,
all the
where,
things really.
Who, what, where, why, and when.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you think about it and you back up and you look at all the different car companies and the different products and everything that have come into the United States, how many of them have really solidified their spot? I mean, I can go down the list. Saab no longer here. Yugo no longer here. Daewoo no longer here. Hummer no longer here. Sterling no longer here. I mean, you can just go down the list and look at how many companies have come into the United States and tried to make an impact. DeLorean and didn't make it. I mean, this is a tough gig to come in and convince the American people that you have the product to supply,
manage, handle, and do
people
all
are
the
going to buy.
things that, the big companies are already set up to be able to do.
Yeah, because when you take a look at a lot of these companies that came in, I remember Sterling. Everybody was so excited about Sterling. They had a cool looking car. They thought it was going to work, and it wound up being a disaster in the service department. Same thing with DeLorean. You look at Fiat. Fiat's all but gone.
Mm-hmm.
Alfa Romeo's barely hanging on. Mini Cooper's barely hanging on. I mean, some of them have their run, and then they just kind of fade away.
Don Carlnegro says, love, peace, and soul.
214-787-1190 here today live, the all-new Grapevine Dodge 121 in William D. Tate. Come on out and check his place out. It is, I'm talking about it is buyer-friendly. You want to come in and just relax and test drive and enjoy a shopping experience, buying experience, leasing experience. And speaking of leasing, I was just up in the sales desk with the managers, and they have one hybrid electric Jeep available and over $15,000 towards the lease program. You want to get rid of a lot of negative equity and lease a vehicle and put some money aside? They got it. I'm telling you, they got it. The place would be Grapevine Dodge 121 in William D. Tate. And I'm going to run through one more time real quick here. So we're going to start off at the very top. And when you look at the discounts, starting at $16,000 off the Ram Limited, $15,000 off the Laramie, $12,000 off the Rebel, $15,000 off the Tradesman, $10,000 off MSRP on the Pacifica. We got $11,000 off on the 2025 Sport Jeep Wrangler, $9,000 off the limited Grand Jeep Cherokee, $6,000 off the Gladiator, and $15,000 off a Grand Cherokee L off MSRP. So if you have negative equity, you have shortfall, you want to get out of it, today's the day at Grapevine Dodge to come out and let's get all that absorbed out and put you in a new vehicle and get you on your way on a new Jeep, Ram, Dodge. Here today, Grapevine Dodge 121 in William D. Tate. We'll be here to the noon hour. So come on out and see us. Let's see where we're going to go here first. I'm going to say that.
Last of what?
Here's one thing that I really want to cover is that moms and dads, you really, 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 did I say really?
A couple more.
Really, really need to be talking to your kids about paying attention while they're driving. The numbers are scary. They're heartbreaking. The death toll is rising with distracted driving. And I wish they would quit saying distracted driving.
Yeah,
I would say being on your cell phone while you're driving.
Well, we know that there's other issues. I mean, people putting makeup on or eating their sandwich or, juggling whatever, maybe even whatever they may be doing other than being on their cell phone. But we would probably think that 95% is at least on their device. When you think 95, would you give it 95 or higher?
What?
The distracted driving is due to their cell phone.
Oh, 100%.
Or their device.
100%. They think that they don't care that anybody else is on the road. There was a lady, and I don't know the age of this lady, but it was an elderly woman, and she was on her phone, and she had her phone out here. And you can't see my hand, but it's fully extended and trying to drive, and she swerved 3 times, and I'm laying on the horn.
Did she have it out the window?
No, she was just,
right
there at the A-pillar.
I got you.
And she goes, sir, do you have a problem? I said, I do. You've come into my lane 3 times. Get off your stinking phone. And this was a woman up in her age. She shot me the finger and raised her window up. And so it's not just the kids. I mean, there's some people that, leave grandma and grandpa, mom and dad alone while they're driving. Leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
But for you kids, get off your phone. Get this. They say that 14% of the excess deaths claiming the lives of, get this, almost 10,000 kids. And I say kids.
Young
people around 25 years old. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And that was just in 2023. 2024, they're saying the number, they believe, has doubled for people on their cell phones.
Well, I know one thing.
And here again, I'm tired of hearing distracted driving. Mm-hmm. Say what it is.
Right.
And moms and dads, talk to your kids. It's not worth losing a child. Well, let's just say that they're in an accident and now your insurance is going through the roof. No telling what could have happened to somebody else. They're damaging cars. I saw this kid the other day going down the road, because I'm on the highway all the time in the road. 6 days a week I'm driving. He hits the curb so hard he bounces across 2 lanes, and he's fumbling to find his phone that fell out of his hand once he hit the curb. I'm going, what are we doing, folks? What? And this was a young kid, and I'm going, unbelievable. And if there had been anybody else in those next 2 lanes, he'd have taken him out. And he's still got his head down looking for the phone.
Probably taking him out.
Not care that he's in a car. Remember, the car is not a right. It's a privilege. Driving a car is not a God-given right. It's a privilege to have a driver's license and be on the road. And it's not about you and your cell phone. It's about everybody else that's on the road.
Well, I think that for years, they've gone through the system of having their cell phone, using it so much anywhere and everywhere, that it's just not, they don't associate, well, I'm just going to just do it in the car. I mean, I've been doing it all my life everywhere I go, in the restaurants and just any place they want to use it. And therefore, when they get in a car, it's just natural for them to want to use it. And that's why you're saying, you parents, you better set them down and give them that hardcore speech about this, because it's definitely a problem out there for sure.
Yeah, it's gotten out of hand. The numbers are going through the roof, and nobody wants that phone call or the
Boy, I sure wouldn't.
The sheriff's department knocking on your door, and they're not there to tell you they arrested your kid or gave them a ticket. This is bad stuff that's growing and growing and growing. And I always tell my kids, drive hands-free, or turn your phone on silent while you're in the car. If there's something so important, then take care of it before you put your butt in the seat.
Well, also, I pulled over a few times, just, got pulled over in a spot that I could respond to something if it was that important, and then made the call or text back or whatever and let them know I'm driving and I'm responding to text. Because I've learned, too, that early on, when you learn by your mistakes, that I've done that where I've swayed off a little bit trying to answer a text or something like that driving. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I just don't do it anymore. Now the newer cars, it's a lot better. A Purple Haze has hands free. She's got a screen, talks to the screen, and drives with both hands and keeps looking forward. And just it'll pop on. So you have a message from Kurt Chase. Do you want to take it? Yes. Want to reply? Yes. Those things are great. So you can keep your mind on the road and your eyes and hands on the wheels. But if you don't have that, stop it.
Yep. Well, the number of kids driving has dropped. There's a lot of kids that are Ubering or ride sharing.
Do you think it's because of insurance and the price of vehicles?
No, price of vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gotten so expensive that a lot of these kids coming out of college or choosing not to go to college, that are picking up whatever job, unless mom and dad are helping out, these cars are so doggone expensive. And we're going to be putting up the numbers here at the 10 o'clock hour on what people are paying for cars, monthly payments. And
well, the insurance
these kids can't afford it.
The insurance isn't cheap either, though.
No.
Not for these young kids, young people. For sure.
I had a friend that his kid's car payment was the same as his insurance payment.
I know that for a fact.
Yep. So it's a tough deal out there, but bottom line is have these conversations with your kids. It's not worth, there's not a phone call that important, even if it's an emergency, to where you're answering the phone and talking on the phone while you're in an automobile operating it. Pull over. But life, so many people are in such a hurry, they don't care. They have to rush. They think that everything has to be done fast.
Well, most people think they're invincible. I mean, we've really grown into era of time now that people just don't feel like anything can happen to them. But when it does, and it sets a whole bad emotional roller coaster out there for people. It's not good.
Yeah, it's a tough whole deal, but just remember, it's not about you. There's so many other people involved, because one hit on the curb, one bump into somebody else, you could create so many other problems and havocs for a lot of people other than yourself. So with that being said, Mom and Dad, we just pray that you have these conversations. Put the cell phone down. What is it? 9 and 3, 10 and 2, wherever you put your hands. And
I think it's 9 and 3 now.
Yeah.
It went from 10 and 2, then it went to 7 and 5. Is that right?
Yep.
And then now they're saying 9 and 3. I'm not sure why they changed it.
I don't know, but
well, I know why they changed it to 7 and 5. Is the fact that when the airbags would go off and you had your arms at 10 and 2, it would throw your arms back, hit yourself in the head, and all kinds of stuff. That's what they said.
Huh.
So when you lowered them, if the airbag went off, it put your arms.
Have you ever been in a car where airbag deployed?
No,
I haven't either.
I don't want to be either.
Yeah, I had a friend, and when I saw her, it was pretty scary.
Well, I know one thing. It's pretty expensive to put those back together, and then, or can you?
Yeah, you can. Ain't cheap. That's where those insurance kick in. 214-787-1190. Your thoughts and opinions are always welcome here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Live today, all the way to the noon hour. Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Don't go away. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Oh, we got Ryan Weiss. Says, I'm here. NASCAR starts tomorrow. Yes, sir. It sure does. Getting ready to go with the big NASCAR folk. And then Billy Taylor says, good morning, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, I need to call Billy today. I got some information on his vehicle.
You hear that, Billy? Melinda Chase says, good morning. Judge Charbonnet, hey, guys. People tuning in, thank you so much here on our broadcast, here on our Automotive Edge Facebook page, Shifting Gears Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube, and to my personal page and Kurt's personal page. We're just about everywhere. If you can't find us, and give us a call. We'll help.
We'll help you out.
70 degrees today in North Texas. If you're joining us from other parts of the state or country, I know that we get that as time rolls on. Let us know what your weather looks like for the day. I know that get them from all across the country finally tuning in once they see that we're on. Follow us on Facebook too. That'll let you know. Like us on Facebook. That'll let you know. It'll pop up when we're give you a notification that we're live. And share it. Invite people. If you go to the Automotive Edge Facebook page and go to invite friends, you'll be able to invite friends off of your personal page. And we'd like for you to do that.
Well, come on by now, Ron Weiss. We'll be here.
Yeah, we're here till noon. He said they went Jeep window shopping last night. Well, come on, during the day.
Yeah, we'll get you a deal. You want a Jeep, we'll get you a deal today.
Well, nobody's going to hurt you here during the day. You don't have to do it at night. You don't have to be incognito. And nobody's going to hurt you. Come in here and don't just look at the window. Take a test drive. Beautiful.
So are you up for the dunk machine?
Yeah, I think he's you might be involved in that.
I'm gonna get you one of those old 50 style striped bathing suits that go down to the knee. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You get you one of those and put it on and just
I thought you were talking about maybe doing one of those what do you call them? Speedos.
I don't know, there'll be a lot of people up there involved.
How do you know?
Uh,
Might be an attraction.
It would be an attraction, all right.
Well, that's the whole point. We don't know which attraction it might end up being.
I think the striped outfit would be the way to go there, Bo.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, if it's warm water, I don't think I'd mind. Heated pool. Jacuzzi.
I don't know. I'm sure they could heat it up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't think those things are designed for that. I think you pour water in there, that's it. Whatever comes out, that's what you get.
We'd have to get one of them big turkey fryers and just fill it with water and periodically dump a big pail in there.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way.
No doubt. Billy Taylor says, sounds good. We'll be here till noon today here in Central Time. And do you know in March, the time changes again? Love that.
Yeah, we just added 50 minutes of sunshine to the day.
I know. It's nice too. I just hate the dark so early. It's terrible. Both ends is dark. I hate it when it's in the winter like that.
Ain't nothing wrong with little BGs bringing in the day. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Buick GMC. Our buddy Jermaine Pearson, you got it going on. If you're looking for a new Buick, and I got to tell you what, I've been talking about this one for a long time now. That Buick Enclave, you're looking for an SUV luxury brand, that is the cat's meow for 2025. When you look at all the other luxury brands and what they're offering on their midsize SUVs and the price points, I looked at everything. This thing came in about $12,000 less than anything comparable to it. And the guy goes, "You know how long it's been since I looked at a Buick?" And I said, "Kind of like that chili commercial. That's just too long."
No, that's hot sauce.
No, it's Wolf Brand chili.
Oh, that's right. It is.
And I went, go drive it. He called me up the other day and he goes, "My wife will be in town on Saturday. We're going over there." He goes, "I just couldn't believe it." I said, "I'm telling you, it is special." Plus, you got your full Denali line with your GMC, and he's got big discounts. And then you got the Hummer, all electric, and he's got some phenomenal lease program. People say, "How do you drive a $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 Hummer? Lease it." I'm telling you, you got some great lease programs going on right now. Right there at Cooper and I-20, classicarlington.com. That's classicarlington.com. See my buddy Jermaine Pearson and let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. We actually had a couple people that bought out there and donated a little money to our adopted teacher.
That's good.
And so
Awesome.
we just took care of an entire list, 42 teachers the other day, all done and delivered. Well, there's only one thing missing. I take that back, but 41 out of 42 done and delivered. And so anyway, and that's what we do. Everything that comes in the Automotive Ed radio show goes 100% into the teachers' classrooms. And so we want to thank everyone that purchased over at Classic and then poured that money into the teachers. That's classicarlington.com. Let's go to the phone lines. Who do we have with us on the phone lines? What's going on, Ty? How are you, buddy? Well, we're glad you did. We sure excited. It's like we blink our eyes and it's going to be time to hug your neck and be part of the Connor's Car Show again this year.
Hey, Ty, you sound like you're on the freeway. Are you on the freeway? It sounds like you're on the freeway.
Well, Crum is beautiful this time of year, so you have a nice drive up 35. All right. Love you, brother. Have a great one.
Appreciate it.
You bet. The great Ty Gentman, Connor's Car Show coming up April 20th.
12th.
I'm sorry, April 12th there at the Keller Town Center. He has about 600 plus vehicles every year, and 100% of the proceeds, 100% goes to these hospitals that help with Connor and helping other kids with Down syndrome. And there's nothing better. What a great day of fellowship, too.
Yes, and that's connorscarshow.com, Connors, that's CONNORS, ConnorsCarShow.com. Get all the details. If you have something you like to present out there, you can see about getting a booth. They call it a booth.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a lot of people come out with their wares and their
Got the crawfish crawl again this year.
It's a great car show. I mean, I think it's the best.
Wall to wall.
Yes, it is. And we'll be out there live too, broadcasting from 8. Well, we'll be out there from 8 to noon, but I think the show's from like 10 to 3 or 4.
Yeah, 10 to 3.
So it'll be a fun time there. So just mark it down, get it ready, because it'll be April 12th. It'll be here before you know it. It's on a Saturday. So be sure and get yourself prepared for that, because you don't want to miss it.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do when it comes to your automotive needs. The place, theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. All you got to do is leave me your name and number and let us step in and help you. It doesn't cost you a dime. Not a penny red cent from you or wherever we send you. We don't broker anything. We just help you. If you ask my mom why I'm doing what I'm doing, she'll tell you that's my penance for all them bad car deals I did. So good morning, Julie Crosby. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show.
Also, be sure, if you're just tuned in to the radio station, Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR, we're on social media sites. So if you get out of your car and go into your house, tune into your phone or whatever, go to Facebook and find us on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Then you can find us on LinkedIn. If you do that, go to LinkedIn under Kurt Chase, and then YouTube. So if you don't do social media sites, then you go to just YouTube, because anybody can go there. YouTube.com, search The Automotive Edge Radio Show. Be sure and add Radio Show to get the proper channel. That's The Automotive Edge Radio Show. And there we are. Subscribe to it. If you wouldn't mind doing that, whether you really go to any of these sites or not, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because when we hit 1,000, we get 1,000 for our Adopt a Teacher program, and that's what we're shooting for. We just recently got on YouTube, so we're trying to build that, so help us out with that.
Yep. All you got to do is subscribe, tell your friends and family. We hit 1,000, we get 1,000, and 100% of that money, I do all the shopping either at the stores or online, and we deliver it right to the classrooms. And I got to tell you, this year, these teachers more than ever need help. You would think, they're teachers, and I've heard everything, but let me just tell you what, you walk in, it doesn't matter the school district. You walk in and it's amazing what a little bit of love will do in a teacher's classroom, because it's hard to find good teachers and it's hard to get these rooms supplied. So every kid has pencil and paper and map colors and dry erase and glue, Kleenex, glue sticks, all the basics. They don't ask for anything out of the ordinary, nothing out of the ordinary, all basic necessities for the classroom. In fact, I had one teacher going, "Hey, this year I can't give prizes and awards out like I do." And I said, "What do you give out?" She said, "Laffy Taffy." And so we bought her 4 buckets of Laffy Taffy.
How about that?
And when you saw the look on her face, you thought we walked in and handed her a gold brick. And so that's what we do here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We help you, so in turn we can help others. And
what is Laffy Taffy?
It's a little piece of taffy candy.
Does it make you laugh?
Makes me laugh.
Probably laugh when your people try to eat it.
Well, yeah, I got a couple of implants, so I can't do the taffy no more. So, but anyway, well, hey, it's the top of the hour. We got to take a quick break. 214-787-1190. You got any question pertaining to the auto industry, or if you want to make a comment about both, we'll take both.
Yeah, you can do that on our social media sites. Just if you tune in and join us and pop on and see us, then you'll see the comments already there, and you can make a comment or even ask a question.
There we go. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Meet some sponsors. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you watch any of the NFL things today?
No.
Flag football?
Nope.
That's tomorrow anyway, isn't it?
Yep.
How about the Super Bowl? You going to watch it?
We will gather.
No, I'm watching Nickelodeon.
I really don't care. I think that
Well, Kansas City's going to win. They've already been predetermined to win. So that's one reason I'm not going to watch it, because I can't take it anymore. I've just nearly shot my TV several times watching any of those Kansas City games. I'm not doing it.
well, there's one sports show that I like, and it's not the one with Stephen A. Smith. I can't. That guy just drives me nuts. I mean,
He's a Cowboy hater. I know why you
Yeah.
don't like him.
Well, not. I don't care whether you're a Cowboy hater or not. He just drives me nuts. And they just, that they just like controversial people, and that's why he does what he does, because it's just terrible. But I'm watching the show, and they're showing how many times Kansas City was offsides, how many times Kansas City was holding, all the fake moves that Mahomes made, the roughing the passer, which one of them they didn't even. The bodies didn't even touch it. It was a guy's hand, and he controlled him all the way to the ground. And you see the referee underhand pull the flag out and just toss it, where it wouldn't pull it out and throw it like they normally just like tossed it. And I went, I don't know. Everybody can say what they want to say.
Oh, I listen. There are
And I know they miss a lot of penalties in the NFL, and I know it goes both ways. But these were so
well. A lot of times
late.
it's also critical times in the game. To where it's like third down and they sack Mahomes for a 10, 15-yard loss. And instead of being fourth down and they got, punted away, then there's a flag, roughing the passer, personal. Then it's a 15-yard penalty plus it's first down. That changes the complexity of a game, period. One play like that can change the complexity of an outcome. And it happens way too often. And I've seen it over and over and over. And I'm not watching. They're predestined to win. And I promise you, if you want to put money on it, you put money on Kansas City, because they're going to win it, because the referee's going to make sure of that.
I still know that Patrick Mahomes is a gift to the NFL. There hasn't been a quarterback like him. I couldn't tell you that could, you had Roger the Dodger and you had Fran Tarkington that could scramble. They couldn't catch him. I mean, this guy has got the moves and the grooves.
Nobody's doubting that.
His capabilities are incredible. What bothers me are
the desire to make it to where they're putting him in that position instead of allowing him to become that position. And they're making it, and they will be the first three-peat, because that's exactly what the NFL wants.
Well,
I guarantee you.
I really think Philadelphia is going to win.
Well, I'd like to see it. I'd like to be proven wrong.
I need to bring you 2 cases of Dr. Pepper, and then we keep betting Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, and I still need. I'm ready for my 407 barbecue.
Yeah,
I ain't betting.
I thought about you the other day. This guy I went to lunch with had the most disgusting barbecue in the world, and it looked just like yours.
Beautiful,
fatty and wet.
Wow,
disgusting.
Awesome. That's where the flavor is, baby.
No, the flavor is. Oh boy, it's nasty.
Good morning, Art Naismith. Glad to hear your wife's doing really good. A lot of prayers went out for her, and I'm glad things are going good, and you taking care of Lufkin down there in a great way. Yeah, I'm not watching it. I can't do it.
We got invited to a couple of different Super Bowl parties. I was thinking about just having it there at the house and just kind of kicking it, but this way my house stays clean. I ain't got to go buy nothing.
Yeah, and when you get ready to leave, when it gets too nonsense on the game, when all these penalties come flying in favor of Kansas City, you just walk out. Because trust me, that is going to happen. And there were so many unnecessary things, even with all year. Do you find that just about every single game they won by one possession? What do you think is that luck? No. You don't have that much luck in the NFL to win every single game by one possession.
I've always said this. Once they brought gambling into the NFL.
I've said that over and over too.
They poisoned the game.
It's going to be more poison.
100%.
And that's probably part of the reason it is poison right now.
And now they have all these idiots come on and go, remember, don't gamble unless you can afford to lose it, just to cover their butts. And it sounds so stupid. It sounds so stupid.
Yeah, like a drinking.
Yeah, I'm out 100%. Leave gambling in Vegas and Choctaw and whatever that other place is called.
Yeah, leave sports out of it.
Yeah, leave the sports out. Well, go to the casinos and bet. But
they kill boxing with it. Boxing will never recover from the betting.
No,
never. He used to be the one of the dynamite, just so dynamite, that sport. And they just totally ruined it.
Just look how much money is spent on it, on promoting gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and here
and how about the enticement? Hey, put $5 in and you get $50 worth of credit. Really? So, you know.
Yeah, start the addiction. But remember, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put these little things on there for Gambling Anonymous and everything. I'm like, shame on Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Shame on Roger.
Is that new or is that our old one? One of our old.
You know who this is?
Yeah, it is.
Why do you say yes and then not
Guys, I
answer?
go blank. They're the ones that sing on the Cars show all the time. Movies.
The Cars.
The Cars movies. They are.
Rascal.
Yeah. That's on the Cars movies. Rascal Flatts. Great band.
Life is a highway. Thanks so much for joining us. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Strolling by the great Shane Peck. Wow. What a guy. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let me help you here. If in fact you have a 3-year-old car, 3-4 years old, that's where the honey hole is right now in the auto industry. They are in high demand for 3- and 4-year-old cars. They can't get them, and there's a reason why. COVID.
Yep.
When it hit, you know, there was they were so scarce. When you back up 4 years ago, everything that was coming out was being sold. Everything was being tagged. Everything had a deposit.
There's a lot of them was just even buying them by ordering.
Yeah, and so they're very difficult to come by. And then a lot of people that are in the lease programs, I am amazed. And in my 37 years of this industry, I've never seen so many people refinance their residuals, because the residuals when COVID was going on were not high. If they'd have been high residuals, they wouldn't have refinanced. But because they didn't have to put high residuals on them, they didn't have to put big lease programs out there. The only one that did was Honda at the time. People went ahead and refinanced it because when they looked at the value of the car, it was higher than what the residual were. So they just went ahead and refinanced the balance on it. There were a lot of people that did trade it in, such as yourself, and got a nice check back.
Mm-hmm.
I saw checks anywhere from $4,000 to $16,000.
Well, I didn't even trade it. They bought it from me.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a trade. They just went in there and liked what they saw, and they was still had a few little nicks and crannies too. It wasn't even perfect, and still got a check.
Yep.
So,
and so those cars are far and few between. So if in fact you go, here come 2025, I'm in the market for an automobile, that 3- and 4-year-old cars, that is the honey hole right now in the industry, because your 1- and 2-year-old cars aren't getting traded in. The trade cycle on average was about 42 months, and now it's been expanded. The cars went from 12.4 years to 11.2 years to 10.5 years of continual ownership, where people were not trading their cars in. They were keeping them because we didn't know what was going on with all the wackadoodle-doos running the country. Interest rates are extremely high, and everybody was holding on to them. Go, well, hang on, I got 0% or 1.9, 3.9, whatever the number was. It was much lower than what the interest rates have been. And there's a lot of people out there trying to go in and refinance right now, and they're shocked at, the average refinance on pre-owned is 825. That's a big number. And these are people that have really good credit that are trying to refinance and they can't. And the reason being is they have so much negative equity that they're trying to refinance these automobiles and they can't. They're having to come out of pocket This last week, I had 7 people that came to me and said, "Hey, I want to refinance," and we booked their car out. Get this: the average down payment was going to be about $6,500 to get booked to value. That's how tough it is out there for some people. But it is. They say the 3-year-old models, get this, they're going to reach a 10-year low in
Being available.
2025.
You mean being available?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's not surprising, though.
Yeah. It in 2022, the virus, the problem that we're having, the SARS, which is the sales annual adjusted rate, how many cars are going to sell for the year, forecast for the year.
And that's total new and used, right?
New.
Oh,
Just new.
Okay.
Yeah. SARS is only new.
Okay.
It fell to 13.7 million, where, on the average, a good year in the auto industry is 16 million or north of 16 million.
Wow.
That's a good year in the auto industry. On the pre-owned side of things, a good year is 45 million, 3 times what they do new,
right?
and always have. New has always outsold you. Why? Because price points. Always will. I mean, I could imagine, I don't think there's enough cars in stock to ever catch what pre-owned does. But a lot of people still have the mindset of what? Buy pre-owned because the depreciation's already been paid.
Well, but I don't blame them. I mean, when you look at, maybe that's not the right thought process, but the cars are made so well nowadays.
Yep.
That you can look at these cars that are 3 and 4 years old, like you're talking about, and they look brand new if they've been well taken care of. And a lot of the things they have on them are still, maybe there's new things that come out, but they still have a lot of newness, new technology in them, and all that when they're 3 and 4 years old. I mean, it just is, and I can see why people would want to gravitate that way, because of the fact that it is a more affordable vehicle and still nice if the mileage is not overkill, and it's a good type of vehicle.
Well, you're going to see that there'll be a point where there won't be any new technology. I mean, you can only do so much to a car, then it's going to come down to design. What is really sexy and appealing and has that look and has that
right,
the features that they go, okay, this works for me, because there's only so much to do to a car. I mean, you got to think the next latest thing that will be coming down the pipeline is what?
Self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Connectivity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Connectivity, where cars are talking to each other and preventing accidents. That's the goal, is to create connectivity, which I think is another step to Big Brother in your pocket.
Of course.
Because if cars can connect, Big Brother can connect.
Of course.
And it's another way just to monitor everything that we do each and every day, our driving habits, where we shop, where we go, and that all pumps into advertising. I mean, but it's been going on for a long, long, long time. I mean, think about it on your cell phone. You Google tissue paper, and then every time you turn on your phone, Kleenex is popping up.
Toilet paper.
Yeah. And so they're already there. And so this is, when you think about it, and just think about this. For years, one of the biggest things in cars was the sound system.
Oh, yeah.
Harman Kardon, Levitt's, Pioneer, Bose, everything was sound system. They had, there was one car, it came out 32 speakers in it. I mean, 32 speakers in a car. And so you were there in the symphony. You were there at Bass Hall when you got into your car and listened to it. So it was that. And then what's next? It was horsepower. Then 0 to 60. And you look at the trend of everything going on in the auto industry and the direction that it was going. And now where are we? Electrification and connectivity. I mean, there's nothing else. They're not going to put 52 speakers in the car. They've capped themselves, and now everybody puts incredible sound systems in their car. And then it comes
from the factory.
Yeah, from the factory, and then it comes down to the ride, the drive, and the handling.
Now they're putting 21-inch screens in the
yeah.
The bigger the screen, the bigger,
Or it starts from the driver and goes all the way to the passenger.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and so when you look at it now, the cars are going to be cool factors.
Right.
I remember when automatic settings in the car were cool, where you push driver one and say that, you
For the seat.
yeah,
stuff.
you set up your stuff, and then Barbara Ann set up her
Yeah,
stuff.
we have that.
Yeah, and so you hit the one button and everything adjusted, and that way.
Well, it works with the key fob, the fab
Right.
that you have key fab one and two, and you adjust that, and you go and get in the car. It opens the car, and it automatically adjusts the seat with that key.
Yep.
So you don't even have to push a button anymore. Does it for
You know what I used to always like to do is you turn the stereo up all the way in the windshield wipers and the emergency flashers and the blinkers, everything. So when they get in the car,
It
everything
just all
fires
goes
up.
off. Radio's loud as
Oh,
all
there's
get
nothing
out.
better.
Uh,
I remember I used to have a roommate, and he was like, "Hey man, can I borrow your car?" And I always set it up. And he get, "Man, why do you always do that?" I said, "Why are you so dumb that you don't turn it down before you start the car?" But anyway, when you take a look at what's going on, the big thing in pickup trucks, I remember when the deal was 20-inch wheels. Boy, if you had a vehicle with 20-inch wheels, that was the cat's
you were the
meow.
bad boy right there.
And now it's
22 and 25 and all everything else.
what more can they do to the pickup trucks? I mean, they've maximized towing capabilities,
Well,
and
one of the
payload and passenger space. I mean, my Dodge pickup truck, when you get in at I don't know that you can be roomier.
Oh, it's very nice. Really nice.
And then you look at Ford, best-selling vehicle for
30 something years.
38 years now. And then you look at what Dodge is doing with their truck and all the trim levels of trucks. So it's a cool factor. Trucks are cool factors. It's how cool and how decorated and how maxed out with options that you want to put on a vehicle. And they got them all.
Or the tailgate came down or opened out or.
And then they have a little step thing that came out of it.
All this kind of
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
And then you look at all the lines. I mean, we're sitting here on the Dodge truck line, and you look at how many different options you have now, from the TX to the Rebel to the Mega Cab to the Tradesman to the Eco. I mean, they have an option for everything that you would possibly want. So when you look at that, and now, the sad part about the auto industry is your American muscle's going away.
Hmm.
We're down to two, and that's the Mustang and the Corvette. And other than that, there really ain't a whole lot out there.
Well, I was going to say too, like these cars that are 2 or 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old, the style is not much different than the new.
Yeah.
So people go like, I look at a lot of these cars like that. I even look at Purple Haze's car and go like, I mean, it looks brand new. She's taking great care of it. And I'm telling you, I can see why people gravitate to buying that age bracket vehicle.
Yeah. Refine and design is what things are going to come down to. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Well, Mama, you know what I mean?
There he goes, off and running. Again, doing his walkabout. And thanks everybody for being a part of the broadcast today. We are here at Grapevine Dodge in Grapevine, Texas. And beautiful day here in North Texas going to reach about 70 degrees and clear, sunny, not a lot of breeze. It's going to be one of those days to get out and come by and see us, test drive one of the vehicles they have here, Jeep or a Dodge, get out here and take a look. It's brand spanking new showroom we're at. They just totally redid this thing. And basically, to be honest with you, they basically just tore it down and rebuilt it. I mean, that's about what they did. It's phenomenal. It's gorgeous. They've got all the room you might want and all the things that you want to be comfortable. It's a great little phenomenal dealership here they've got going. So come by and see us. We're here till the noon hour. And I'd like to invite you, if you're on our Facebook page, to go to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll help that we're trying to get to that point to where it'll help our teachers because we've just added YouTube not too long ago. So we're trying to get to 1,000. We'll get $1,000 for our teachers. So help us out if you don't mind. Charlie Davis, good morning. How's your weather out there in West Texas? Anyway, Yeah.
But we can't be talking about where I go. We got in trouble for that. I've told you that.
Well, I just told him you're kind of like the ex-president. You just kind of meander around, start doing
Wow.
your thing. You know, like here he goes. When you start shaking hands on that thing, I know something's up. So they're already thinking.
I'm going to pay for that dunk tank.
They already.
I'm going to pay for that.
He's. There you go.
I'm not even going to do the show. I'm just going to be throwing baseball. I'm going to call all my buddies.
There goes Kurt, who's off and running, meandering around. Well, as long as you don't say where you're going.
Isn't that amazing? You can't even say where you're going. You get in trouble. What a sad day.
I can't believe y'all said where he was going. Okay, well, you know. You gotta go. You gotta go.
We don't need to know. And I'm like,
We don't
wow.
need to know.
Don't listen.
Okay, we'll try to keep. Maybe we'll do we'll take the camera in there. Hey, but they do have brand new things in there, don't they?
Yeah. Have you seen the filtration system right there between the restrooms?
No.
Yeah. Just look,
Well, I've
you
been
can
to
look
the-
over your shoulder. It's got a water filtration system.
What does that mean?
You're getting as clean as water as you can drink out of a fountain.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the filtration for drinking. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
Normally you go to a water fountain, it's just whatever the city's and this one's got a system on it.
Maybe it's alkaline. Is it alkaline? Is that what you're saying?
You know, I just ordered me a new alkaline machine.
Because you said that's really the great way to go, right?
Mm-hmm. They say vitamin D, getting your alkaline level where it needs to be, and vitamin D can reduce so many things in your body.
No doubt. I take vitamin D all the time.
Mm.
Fleetwood Mac.
Can you name everyone in the band?
No. I know Fleetwood. The
Mick
drummer, Mick.
Fleetwood.
And what's her face singing here? I don't know. It's been a long time since I.
What's the guitar player's name? You ought to know that.
Why should I know that? I don't play guitar. I play bass. And I don't even know the bass player's name.
Well, they didn't have a bass player.
Well, what do they? They had a bass player. They weren't
did
part
not.
of the group, though.
No.
Was a bass playing there?
You had a guitar player, you had a drummer, you had the organ synthesizer with, what's her name? McVeigh. And then, right, there you go.
Coming back to me. It's all coming back.
It sounds like no more
I'm going to have to
than
look that up. I know they probably weren't part of the band, but I guarantee they had a bass player.
wasn't part of the band, but they had a
No,
bass
what I
player.
mean, you can have people on the stage, like more extra players that are not part of the hub of the band. That's not Fleetwood Mac.
Are you for real?
I'm totally for real. I know when the Beatles sometimes used to take Billy Preston as an organist, but he wasn't a Beatle. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, Billy Preston played a lot of concerts with the Beatles, but he wasn't a Beatle. They have a lot of extra musicians that sometimes are not part of the band.
That's wild. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Good morning, my brother from another mother, Charlie Davis, Miss Carol Coomer, Stephanie Mullins. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Always a blessing to have you with us on Saturday. Be sure to like and share. Remember, subscribe to the Automotive Edge YouTube channel. And we got a good chunk the other day, but when we reach 1,000, we get $1,000 for our adopted teachers, and we'd love to have that.
There you go, right there.
This segment of the show is brought to you by, there we go,
There you go.
John McVeigh. So that was her brother.
There you go.
Driver's Edge Auto Repair, 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on all engine repairs. They don't winterize, they don't summarize, they only do the work needed at the time. They've been a great sponsor of this show for 21 years. When it comes to servicing your car, or get this, there's a new big bad boy selling tires. Everybody thinks you need to go. There's 2 places that are all over the TV. Not no more. You go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for location nearest you, and get you some tires. They're as competitive as anybody in the marketplace. and they're going to do the work that's needed. They don't do that futuristic maintenance on your car. They don't put fear factors on your car that, you drive off, this is going to happen. They do the work that's needed. And then they print you out this really nice menu of what needs to be done in the next 5,000, 3,000, 2,500 with your brakes and tires, and get you up to date. Because I was looking at some numbers. This was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I had no idea. I'm going to find it here.
By the way,
Get this.
Okay.
$60 billion a year worth of car maintenance goes unperformed.
Oh, how much again?
60 billion.
60 billion goes
undone, where they have a maintenance due and they just push it off, or they have oil change due and they just add oil, or they need to flush a radiator, they just put in more water, or they take those tires till the belts are hanging out. Or
I've done that before.
A lot of people don't do the timing belt because you don't need to replace your timing chain, but your timing belt at 110,000 miles, I think, about average. And then tune-ups. People are taking those cars as far as they can because they say, well, they're building them so much better, I don't really need to be spending the money doing this. And so they put it off instead of that 10,000 mile maintenance, they push it to 15 or 20. And that's how they're doing the math on this. So get it done right the first time. Go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com for a location nearest you. And while you're on the site, print off or download their coupons, because they're not upsell coupons. There's places that you go to, you bring in a coupon, they're going to make their money up somewhere else, not at Driver's Edge. They want to be your long-term affordable car care company. Go to mydriversedge.com.
And if you're running a little short on cash, they will finance the work.
Yep.
So go check them out. Don't forget.
Yep. So here's the deal. COVID lost millions in sales. We know that. Nobody was spending money going anywhere. You couldn't even take a cruise. In fact, that was when COVID hit. That was our 25-year anniversary, and every place that we called,
when couldn't go.
We didn't get vaccinated. But here's another great thing. You see, Trump announced that all the military people that were kicked out for not taking the shots,
beautiful,
they can get reinstated, but they will be getting back.
Good.
Yeah. Because I've got a nephew that was in the Marine Corps, and they booted him. They gave him honorable discharge because he wouldn't take the Pope.
Yeah, we were.
So here he is serving his country. He could have done anything he wanted to. His dad's an electrician. He could have gone to work for him, making really good money. Instead, he enlisted to defend his country, and they gave him the boot over a needle.
Well, that's shows what it can happen when you kind of stand for your rights.
Yeah.
Eventually, you may not get it. You may not see it right away. But these guys that got the boot because they stood for their rights and not wanting the jab, and they didn't take it. Now they're being reinstated, getting all their time back, getting their money back pay, as well as their ranks.
Yep. So here's the banks. We're looking at really, really good, resilient residuals right now. The manufacturers, as they're building these vehicles, they're putting really good residuals on them. Why? Because they want to get back in the lease programs. They want to lease cars. They want the auto industry at 35% on ICE cars, 35%. And then obviously on the electrification, depending on what they do with the $7,500, are they going to still be able to maintain these incredible leases that they're doing to keep electrification at a normal? Because there's a lot of people now that are shying away, that are staying away. Or if you look at the month of December, a lot of people jumped on electrification in fear of shortly after Inauguration Day that he took the $7,500 tax credit away. So I asked everybody to research where the $7,500 tax credit came from. No one Googled it or looked at it to see what it was.
I did, but it wasn't really that clear of what you said it came from. So tell everybody where it came from.
Nope, I'm not. You got to do some research. We're going to see who the lucky winner is. And then you know what we've gotten a big demand on before I keep going any further? The month of February, people want to do another Bo's Burger Bash.
Oh, yeah?
You want to do one in February?
We could. We can find a place to let
Well,
us
that's
come.
ridiculous. We could. What kind of
Well,
bull is that?
okay. Well, we've had
If
issues.
you want to. Oh, wait, if you want to. You sound like my old girlfriend.
I'll try to make it.
You want to go over here? Oh, if you want to. Well, now, what kind of cheesemo is that?
We've had some issues because a lot of places that
we had a few, not a lot.
When we go to places that we do it around 2:00, and that's a pretty
2
busy.
o'clock.
Or 1:00. What did we do? 1 or 2 o'clock? 1:00, wasn't it?
No, people started getting there at around 12:30.
Okay. But we set it for 1, and a lot of the businesses, that's a lot of the places, that's kind of their busy time, and they didn't feel like they would have enough help to, handle that plus us.
Yeah, but we had that, the one over in Euless was great.
We can go back to the one we've been
The burger
before.
box was phenomenal.
We can go back to
We
where
had
we've been.
OC Burger.
Yeah.
We had the one over in Justin, which was phenomenal.
What about the one in Hearst, or that off 377? Which one was that?
OC Burger.
That was really
Oh,
good.
that was real good.
That was a good spot right there.
Yeah, I brought them an award.
Yeah,
They were the most votes that came in for the best burger.
well, that we could redo it again there.
Yeah, I mean, people want to see you, Bo. They want to touch
They
you.
want a hamburger.
They want to hold you. They want to hug you. They want to collar you.
They want a hamburger and some fries. That's it.
We'll put that together.
All right.
We'll try to make in February. It's just today.
Yeah,
First
sorry
day
to
of
hear.
February. Shortest selling month. This is the time you get out and save you a bunch of money and make your car deal.
It's so short, we might want to make it March so we can get it planned.
That's right. We will. We're going to have to move. There's no way to do it this way. So here's the deal. The mix of cars, this is pretty incredible to me. When you look at going into 2025, the last day of 2024, the average pre-owned car was $27,420. That's a lot of money for pre-owned. I remember we had cash corrals for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. They were nice cars.
Right.
And now, because cars gotten so expensive, the average new transaction, and I had to back this out because so many people, once they knew that Trump was elected and the election was certified, they started buying high-end cars. The 80,000 plus jumped about 80%. People buying cars over $80,000. So it kind of skewed the numbers on what the average car was. It pushed it up to almost $60,000. But I have the real numbers on what people are spending and the payments and the direction we think this trend is fixed to go. Coming up here in just a minute, we're going to take a quick break, introduce you to some great sponsors. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ronnie says that President Biden's administration instituted a tax cut for electric cars through the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. And that act created or substantially modified 3 tax credits for clean vehicles, including electric vehicles.
There you go.
Ronnie deserves another big hand clap.
There you go, Ronnie.
Good job. Created a whole thing for that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to go bye-bye now.
The Inflation Reduction Act.
It's going bye-bye.
It's gone.
Adios.
Yeah, what a waste. The man, the myth, the legend.
Y'all staying busy?
We're staying busy. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's your answer.
It's
I'm so glad spring's coming in soon. I just cannot stand winter. I'm ready to be by the pool.
You know what's going to be great is Sunday and Monday, I will open up all the windows on my house.
Getting that fresh air.
Oh, there's nothing better.
Nothing better. You're right.
I got a problem, though. The guy that we bought the house from, he screwed the screens on,
You told me about that.
and he didn't even put them in the right place, so there's a gap in every one of them for all the bugs to get in. What a moron. So I've got to get all the screens on my house redone.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. What a peach.
Well, just do the ones that you're going to be opening the windows to. Don't do all of them.
Well, I like to open up every bedroom window. I like to open them all. I open up the attic door in the garage.
And don't you buy a house like this, got the domes that open and close? Get your house like that. You open it up on a pretty day. We're going to open it up. We're going to open the top up.
Find a guy that built AT&T Stadium
There you
and
go.
get him the.
Well, they hardly ever open that sucker. They opened it like one time this year.
The weather predicates what they do.
Oh, there's been some days they could have had it all. What they need to get rid of, like I care about them anymore, but that
Sunlight coming through. Jerry.
There to go, buddy.
You know what? The guy knows how to make money, but he doesn't know how to run a team. And ever since he ran his mouth and ran off Jimmy Johnson. And you know what the weird part was Stephen Jones made the dumbest statement that an owner can make. And so they're introducing Brian Schottenheimer as coach, right? And he goes,
"Is that he did the air quotes?"
Yeah, he goes, "There is this myth about us not winning."
Yeah,
a myth
with that. No, yeah, there's a myth, all right.
Steven, do me a favor.
It's becoming more like legendary.
Shut your face.
No, I saw that. I'm going. I even made a comment on somebody put that on Reels and going like, "Ain't no myth. Facts are facts, buddy."
That was unbelievable that he even said that.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this myth about our. I'm like, buddy, what are you smoking?
Well, the sad part about it, it seems like the trickle down effect of what Jerry's like is going to trickle down to the kids. And we thought we was getting away from that, maybe.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show goes to Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex. If it's a Toyota, Freeman Toyota. Our buddy Will just went and picked up his new Camry. I had 4 buddies all went and picked up either their new Camry, their new Corolla. One of them picked up a new Tundra. My old pastor went and got his new Tundra.
Awesome.
And they're buying them up, the hybrid technology on all Camrys, and it won't be long where pretty much everything they have is going to be hybrid technology. They've been the leader ever since they came out with the Prius on the technology of their product. Then it comes down to who and where. And when you go to FreemanToyota.com, it's FreemanToyota.com, and you look at what Dane Miner, the general manager, is offering after you buy it at no charge, no comparison. Family owned and operated makes a difference. The place, Freeman Toyota, 183 and 820, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex. That's FreemanToyota.com.
So, Ronnie Swain says it's going to be 76 on Sunday and 80 Monday.
That's
And
right.
we're moving into some nice weather now.
Yep. Top off on Monday.
Sir.
So here's what you have. The used vehicle, this blew me away. The average payment from 2019 at $430 has increased to $585.
That's the average now?
On pre-owned. Pre-owned. I'm going.
Well, it's up closer to 1,000 on new, isn't it?
Ooh,
Average?
yeah. So when you take a look at pre-owned, they finished out the year, and the average pre-owned payment was $797.
Ooh, right. That's a bite.
Yikers!
You better put your kids to work.
Yeah.
Find them a job.
But here's the cool thing: there's been no incentives really on cars, so to speak, because of supply and demand. But coming into 2025, it has increased dramatically. If you go back to 2022, there was like nothing 500. You had the military discount, first responder discount, first time buyer or college graduate. There's like $500 here, $500 there. And now things are changing because the average incentive coming into 2025 has increased right at $3,000 and growing. When you look at what they're doing here today at Grapevine Dodge, William D. Tate 121, and you're getting 16,000 off of this and 15,000 off of that, 9,000 off. I mean, that just goes to show you that everybody's excited about who the president is and the direction of where the auto industry needs to be going. And here at Grapevine Dodge, they're going to be the leader in that. Totally redesigned facility. Place is absolutely gorgeous. Come on out and see us. And with the total redesigned building, they get this massive allocation. So he's got to get his inventory gone to have room for the inventory that's coming. And so, there's a big shakeup in Stellantis. Finally, they got rid of Tavares, who just, what a meathead. He did not do good running this company in any way, shape, form, or fashion. He's gone. And so we need to get Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram back to their glory days because it's a great, great product. American made, American built, American designed products when it comes to your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. And I've had 4 of them in the last 10 years. I was a big Challenger guy, and then I got out of the Challenger and got into the trucks. And this is my second Dodge truck to own, and I like it. And so it's a great time to spend a whole lot less money on a really good product. So for all the people that, you bought back in 21, 22, early 2023, and there were no incentives and you were paying premium based on supply and demand, Grapevine Dodge has a way out for you. With these kind of discounts, 15,000 off, 16,000 off, 9,000 off. Get this, the average person, I was looking at these numbers. Get this, the average person going into 2025, this is incredible, was about 20% upside down. 20%.
Ooh.
It was 25. Then it went to 23, and now down to 20% of Americans are somewhere around 18 to 20% upside down from their original purchase. Those numbers are huge, huge. So if you bought a $30,000 rig, I mean, think about that. 20% is $6,000 negative equity minimum. And the higher you went, the higher the negative equity based on how much money you put down. A lot of people, they were very conservative with their money, so they didn't put anything.
Well, they didn't know what was going on, too. You got to give people a little bit of kind of.
What do you mean they didn't know what was going on?
Well, like during the crisis, during the whatever you want to call that.
Fauci virus.
Yeah.
The Wuhan virus.
Yeah. People just didn't know.
I wonder why they give him immunity. Boy, that sure dropped your head.
Yeah. That's another subject. But
there was a lot of people that had to have a new car. And so they had to pay
that's
the
what I'm talking about.
because of supply and demand.
But also they kind of watched their money because they didn't know quite where everything was going, how long the government was going to be shut down or the country was going to be shut down and what was really happening. It was just people were guarded.
Yep. And they weren't going to give up their transportation.
No.
Their home and their transportation
correct.
Was going to be consistent.
Yes.
No two ways about it. When you look at the credit now, most of the credit issues that we see when I'm talking to dealers all over the DFW area and some around the United States, they will say that the biggest problem with people's credit bureau is medical charge.
Mm-hmm.
And insurance now is boy, is it expensive. Mm-hmm. Good gosh.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm getting at that age where your brother's going to help you out. And, man, mine's going to be cut.
It's helped me out.
70%.
I've never had better insurance in my life.
Yep.
Sometimes I didn't even have any.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford it. But,
yep. So there's a way out of your negative equity. We want to help. Here's 2 things that you need to do. One is go to theautomotiveedge.com. 2, click on Ask Kurt. Scroll down, fill out your trade appraisal. Make sure you put your phone number on there and your VIN, your vehicle identification number, 17 digits. Count them. Last week, I had a half a dozen that you had 15, 16. Didn't quite have number 17 on there. It's 17-digit VIN, vehicle identification number.
Find it on your insurance card. It's the best place to get it.
Yep.
Just take a picture of it and send it to Kurt.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to read, but realize it's not only right there below the windshield, it's also inside your door jambs. And you can get that VIN, or like Bo said, just pull it right off your insurance card and get it over to me, and let's get your vehicle appraised. I will be appraising cars all day long today. I've got a pretty good list. I think a little over a dozen cars that we're going to be putting numbers on.
Well, you got a pretty day to be doing that too.
Yep. And then a lot of times when I'm leaving after I get done doing the radio show, I'm going out and appraising cars. And I've got all the local dealers that are sponsors of the radio show that'll bid these cars. I've also got independent people that like bidding these cars. So we'll get you taken care of. We'll get you all the money. And for you people that are listeners that are sitting on those 3 and 4 year old cars, that is the honey hole where these dealers are putting all the money in it for 2 reasons. One is the price point, and 2 is the financing on it. That people that don't want big payments and they're getting and just want to finance, let's say 20 grand, 25 grand, which is the honey hole, 25 and less, and pre-owned, those things are flying off the shelves. And the rates are coming down. There's a lot of people looking at refinancing. The rates are coming down on the refis. They were on average in December about 8.25%, 8.45 on a bunch of the different banks in refinancing. Now they're getting into the 6s. There's some banks out there in the 5s on refinance. Remember, it's got to go book to value. Once they book it out and they have their portfolio and they say, okay, this car is worth, our portfolio says 26, you owe 28, you're going to have to come with the $2,000 where it matches up where they're comfortable refinancing that vehicle. They don't want to refinance negative equity. It's just not going to happen. And so there's a lot of things that are changing and changing very, very quickly, but the rates are coming down just as soon as they open up all the drilling sites and drill, baby drill, and that oil starts flowing and doing the things that need to be done. We become energy independent again. This is going to be a great 4 years. So for a lot of people that want to start off 2025 and get out of your negative equity, some of you have a lot, some of you have a little. I can help. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, scroll down, fill out the trade appraisal, leave me your name and number. I'll get with you today or whenever's good for you, and we'll get you out of that car as soon as we can. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. General Maddie back in studio. We'll be right back.
Are you getting pressed or what?
It looks like they got something plugged in the trunk there. I wonder what that is.
For the battery.
The battery's in the back?
Huh?
Battery's in the back? Is that a hybrid? What is that?
Huh?
The battery is in the back?
Yeah.
In the back?
What do you think it's plugged into?
I don't know, but I don't know what it's even plugged in for.
So the battery doesn't get drained when they open up the doors or somebody doesn't shut the door, they leave the interior lights on.
So is it connected to the battery up front?
Where do you think the electricity is going?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. Why? I'm not ready to go open that second.
Go look. Oh, here he goes again. He's getting up and leaving, wandering around.
Pulling a Joe.
He's so curious why there's a wire hanging out of the back of this Challenger. Raise it up nice and slow, Bo. Okay, here he goes. Okay.
So what is this? Is this running behind the charge? What's the charge? The back of the battery here? So there's 2 batteries? Oh, okay. So the actual battery.
Wow.
Okay.
He's really old. He's really old. And back when he started, there was a hole in the floorboard and you used your feet to get the car started. So that's right. The Flintstones. He's young enough to remember that.
There you go. Yeah, I had a first Flintstone car.
Did you see that guy built a Flintstone replica and it sold for $105,000?
Oh, no.
It's so cool. I mean, he had the wood,
Everything,
thing
huh?
looked like it was holding the wheels. Oh, it was lights out. And so they, the kids built it for their dad.
Oh,
as a
wow.
joke and wound up making money on it. They pulled up and the dad, he goes, "Hey, Dad, we love you very much.
That's cool.
You've done a lot for us."
And I guess he was a Flintstone guy, probably.
And he's like, "What is this?" He says, "This is your new car." And the dad was so mad, but he didn't realize he had a nice little chunk of money.
That's pretty sweet right there. How do you get somebody to build something like that?
Just got to find a custom design guy. So,
That's why it's so expensive too, right? Get it
oh
like
yeah,
that.
because everything is,
Custom
made from
made.
scratch.
Right.
They get on my computer and they design it, and
Go after it. Huh?
everything's got to be hand cut, hand built.
What kind of engine did they have?
He had a V6 in it, turbo.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was. I'd drive that thing every day, kind
Oh, I would too. That'd be
of
fantastic.
like the Batmobile.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
They had two of the original Batmobiles from the show, and I was watching the Barrett auction, and they were going for crazy money. But there's a guy down in Austin, and you know what frame they build the Batmobiles on?
I don't remember.
Lincoln Town Cars.
Oh, wow.
That's how big that thing
Yeah,
is.
the boat.
Have you ever seen the Batmobile up close? It's
No.
ginormous.
I've seen that just on
It's huge.
screen.
Yeah, we saw one at there's one always at the Mecum. And this one sold that went through that was one of the original Batman cars that Adam West and whatever his name is rode in, and $300,000.
Wow.
So you got the guy down in Austin that'll build it. I think they're now 160, identical replica.
Wow. Let's
Yeah.
get one.
I wish I had the money. I would.
Go
I would.
riding around.
I'd trade
there.
my car in for a heartbeat.
There you go.
214-787-1190 here today live. Grapevine Dodge 121 and William D. Tate. And when you take a look at what they have going on here, folks, it's amazing. When you go to their website, grapevinedodge.com, the first thing you're going to see is 16,000 off a 1,500 limited off MSRP. 15,000 off the 1,500 Laramie, 12,000 off the Ram 2025 Rebel off MSRP, 12,000 off the 1,500 Trademan, 10 grand off the Pacifica Hybrid, 11,000 off the Jeep Wrangler Sport MSRP, 9,000 off of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, 6,000 off the Jeep Gladiator Nighthawk Edition, 15,000 off the Grand Cherokee L, and a whole lot more. Negative equity looks really sweet right now. Or if you're just looking for a new vehicle here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 William D. Tate, log on at grapevinedodge.com. That's grapevinedodge.com. And the manager called me over and he goes, if you're looking for electric hybrid, they have a Jeep, one left with all the money in the world on it to make a lease so affordable on a brand new Jeep today. The place, grapevinedodge.com. All right. I was asked, what gauge do I look at when I say, the auto industry is doing good, things are looking good? It's pretty simple. I look at the auctions. I was looking at the Mecum auction. I was looking at the online auctions, the Odessa Auto auction, all the different auctions. But one that really blew me away was I was watching the Barrett Auto auction the other day. Now, Barrett is high end. And everything that goes through Barrett is no reserve. So these guys are putting it out there on the line, and you see some really odd stuff going for hundreds and millions of dollars at the Barrett Auto auction. And one of the guys was telling me, we were both watching it together, and he goes, "This shows you how much money has been on the sideline, and now these people aren't scared anymore, and they're buying these high-end vehicles." I mean, there was some stuff that came out. Some of these cars I haven't seen in many years that hit the auto auction, and they sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's absolutely incredible. And what does that tell you? When wealthy people are spending money, that's a good sign of the economy, because they are wealthy for a reason, not because they're dumb people, because
I'm gonna start this car up. I hope it's not too loud.
What?
this is the S model, isn't it? Yeah, I knew it. Okay, you're gonna rev that up too, aren't you?
Uh-oh, here we go.
604 horsepower. Wagoneer S.
He's fixing to crank it.
And he's going to fire it up right here behind
He's
us.
going to be
But
live.
anyway, when you look at the auction and what's going on, they are killing it. And when people are spending a lot of money, guess what? It circulates. When people are selling these vehicles for millions of dollars,
Boy, it's sure loud.
well, it's electric.
I know.
That's not the S. That's the E.
Yeah.
He thought it was actually the E. When they're spending these millions of dollars, all this money goes back into the economy.
Right.
Because these people are buying more cars. And what does that do? It keeps all of these builders in business. It keeps the tire companies in business. It keeps the wheel people in business. It keeps the rubber companies in business. Batteries, stereos. I mean, you just got to think. Paint companies, glass companies, all of this, people are getting paid to do and to build and design. And then they take that money and they're paying their bills and buying things. It's a full cycle system. And that's why I tell people, that's why the auto industry is the largest employer in the world. It's one of the most powerful industries in the world because everything gets attached to spending money. Everything from advertising. Think about it. All the TV ads, all the wax companies, all of the cleaning companies, everything, insurance company, the people that trailer the cars, the people that box the cars. I mean, it is just incredible when you start dissecting this, how much money goes through the auto industry from so many facets, from the dealership level to the auction level, and then all of the assemblers, all of the vendors. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So when we see this, when I was watching the Barrett auction, I'm watching these hands go up, and get this, the new Corvette ZR1, they're saying the sticker on it's about 180,000 roughly. Nobody knows because they haven't put one on there yet. Guess what it sold for at the Barrett Auto auction on Monday?
325,000.
3.9 million.
Oh, you're a little off.
$3.9 million dollars. And Mr. Hendrick Motorsports, he owns a bunch of car dealerships and motorsports and everything else, bought the car for 3.9 million. And there was another guy standing there bidding it, and I was like, buddy, do you see up in the suite whose hands going
you're
up?
just wasting your time.
But all you can do, and the money goes to either the boys club or the YMCA or something. He donates everything. So every one bill that comes out, Hendricks buys it.
Wow.
Him and Penske are up there, but the Chevrolets, he's got, my understanding, he's got one and some 2 and 3 of the same model Corvette of every Corvette ever built. And so,
Wow.
they're sitting there and this guy goes 3 million, his hand goes up and got 3.2 and he's looking over. I'm like, buddy, this guy's a bazillionaire. Let it go. But, the cool thing was they drove the hands up and all the money gets donated. So it was a good thing. Once we see these things and the tickers going up, you and I, the good old blue collar people, are going to be doing very well. It's going to go full circle for all of us. 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Come on out and experience the best way to test drive, shop, and buy your new Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. That's grapevinedodge.com. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Do I need to put my arms around you?
I was getting a little chilly. I thought we were starting a fire over here, opening that door, getting that car out.
I liked it.
I figured you did. I was about to go get my hoodie and my.
Looks like we got a new viewer, Carl Major. That's a cool name. Major. That's a cool name.
That's a very cool name. Art said he thought it was originally built from a 1955 Ford Futura, but he says basically from a Lincoln chassis. Was that Ford Futura similar to that, a 55 Ford Futura?
It was big. That's a big frame. But this guy that builds them down in Austin, I was in communication with him because I'm going to go down there.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to drive one.
Ah.
And I was talking with the guys, and he said that they, I forgot how many orders they have right now. I didn't realize how many people want a freaking Batmobile. But they now, the guy goes out and he finds the Lincoln Town cars and all the scrap yards and everything. And
What year model?
they strip it down. Built the old big 4-door town
Right,
cars.
I got you.
So it's 70s.
Right.
And he said that thing is big enough and thick enough and heavy enough to support, you know.
Oh,
And most of this is custom fiber anyway, with fiberglass that they put on there.
but all they do to the inside.
It looks just like the Batmobile.
That's cool.
And you can get it with the flames or without.
Gotta have a flame.
Gotta have the flames. Just got to be careful who's behind you when you hit it.
Exactly. Hey, did you see where they have now the new technology with the police they're trying to implement, and a lot of them already has, is to when you're chasing a guy that's going crazy on the freeway or you're running from the cops, that they shoot this thing out of their vehicle and it's like a dart or something that lands
Yeah.
on the person's car,
They've had that.
and then they just slow
They're
down
throwing out a big hook.
and just but it's a GPS. It's not just a thing. Now they do.
Oh, you're talking about the one that stays with the car.
It's a GPS.
Because they have one now that they shoot and it connects them.
Well,
to
they
the
have
car.
one now that they get underneath, and this big claw comes underneath and grabs the whole back of that car, and they just stop them. You seen that?
Yeah. Now they got the one that shoots that thing like a harpoon.
And you're just like catching a fish.
Yeah, but I did see that where they can shoot it and it connects to the car. They're going to find you.
GPSs.
Yeah.
And they're saying this, and I get it. You know, these high-speed chases have killed a lot of people, a lot of innocent people. So they're saying with that way, they don't have to, they just get connected to them and they'll find them soon enough.
Yep. Yeah, their art is down in Austin. If you Google where can you buy a Batmobile, that company will come up. You know what I think is funny? Have you ever watched the show where they have the bait cars out there with the keys in them? And the
No.
cops are just sitting there waiting?
No,
Oh, it's outstanding, and they can kill the car. Oh, so they let these guys go up and they look over, they're looking in the car, they see the keys, and I'm like, it's just so wrong to do that. But you know what? That's what happens. You jump into a car, they take off, and they go, okay, kill the car, and then they lock it. They can't even get out of the car, and they got the camera in there, and the look on these people's faces is so hilarious. They know they're busted. All of a sudden, they see the lights, and they're like, oh man.
that's kind of like what they do. Remember, I haven't seen it in a long time. I saw a few where they would set up at a place to catch these guys are looking for young people, and they'd set them up and they'd pretend to be a young person
Oh yeah.
and said, hey, where do you want me to meet?
And the cops would be waiting in
and
another
they'd
room.
be sitting in another room, and boy, that was
And the guy from the news would come out talking, no, keep your seat here. What are you doing here?
embarrassing.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing, just just
To catch a predator.
yeah. That was a great show. Great show.
Wow.
Boy, that's why you got to be so careful nowadays, because you just don't know what's waiting around the corner.
I know. It's just
Who's
one
that?
thing after another.
Who's that guy?
Mr. Sunmed.
Son, man.
That's right.
Look how sharp he looks today. You talking about decked out.
The Mr. Sunmed.
Look
Oh,
at
looky here. I got
Yeah.
some Aussie pies. Have you ever had these?
Oh,
Oh, well, you're not going to get any. But
thank you.
they're really, really, really
This all for
good.
me? That I got to get. Oh, what you got?
I got Aussie bites, brother. I don't care.
Come in. Pull up a chair and sit on the floor.
All right. How you guys doing? Good?
We're doing
Are you
good.
on break?
Doing good, brother. Long time no see. You're looking good for a change, and happy birthday, by the way.
Whoa, did he just say for a change?
I wasn't looking good before.
Wow. That's pretty cold blooded, bro.
Happy birthday to you.
Actually, that was
It's not his birthday. He does that
It was
every
last
year.
week.
No,
No.
Oh, well, we go through this all the time.
I know. He does this every year. And
Why do
everybody,
we
and
do
the thing
this?
about it is everybody falls for it every year that he has to tell everybody that calls.
That it's not.
The story behind that is
Well, tell us when you get hooked up here, so everybody can hear it. He's got a story behind that. I may have to change the camera a little bit. Yeah. Get some stuff around. Move it back a little bit.
Yeah, he does it every year. It's not really mine, it's Carol.
But is it really yours?
I didn't really understand Facebook when I got on it.
Oh, I got you. So,
So when we were we were at BJ's one night, and this girl that I'm working with, she expresses to me, you need to be, putting your consulting company on Facebook. And we had a couple extra beers in us. So I just started putting everybody on there, which I had no idea. And I didn't want to put out my birthday. So I put my wife's birthday on there.
And now you get a million happy birthdays and it's not in your birthday.
And the next day, I got every hooker in the world on my Facebook
Oh, that's what.
because I had no idea what that was all about.
Well, there you go.
And I had to spend the whole day deleting everything.
Yeah, Melinda goes, you know, it's Carol's birthday. I went, no. I mean, Ralph's birthday. I went, no, it's Carol's.
So when is yours?
June 25th.
We lost his little thing.
Oh, well. Don't worry about it.
No, it's no big deal.
It's in the bag somewhere.
It's no big deal.
Okay.
So, well,
Boy, a lot of construction going on. I parked out on the street.
Yeah, this place is unbelievable. Now you should have seen before. I mean, he gutted this thing down to the bare steel.
Really?
Several millions of dollars. Oh yeah. Yeah, they want to separate it with Jeep on that side, and over here is Dodge and Chrysler.
You should have set up, a car behind you like you got.
we did.
We did. They took
They
it.
just took it
Oh,
off.
really? Okay.
Yeah, we did have it.
Yeah, we did.
Every week I look at it, there's always a beautiful
I know.
truck or something.
We
behind
did.
that.
We had the Wagoneer S behind us, and it got sold
Oh, really?
right off the showroom floor. 214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, body shop. We are here to help. Today, Grapevine Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram, brand new showroom, the all new Grapevine Dodge. Come on out and experience what new is all about. You're not going to find bigger discounts. You can go to the moon and back. You will not find the discounts that they have here. And, I've been going over everything the whole time that we're here. 16,000 off a truck, 15,000 off another truck, 12 grand off a different truck, 12,000 off one. Come down here, Jeep Wranglers, up to 15,000 off a Grand Cherokee L. Don't have to worry about negative equity. And let me just tell you what, they find ways to get you in a vehicle. Their job is to get you rolling down the road. So if you have some credit issues, or you don't have credit issues, or you're just starting out, the place, Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. When you get here, be sure to let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge Radio Show, and let Brandon and his team take care of you when it comes to your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram needs. Go to grapevinedodge.com. Joining us, it's been a while, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the CBD world, Mr. Ralph Paul. Top of the morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's great to be here.
It's good to be here. And Ralph made a point, he saw us online and then wondered what happened to the truck behind us. And man, they're selling them off the showroom floor today. But I think there's a Jeep kind of way back there behind us, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. We rented a Wagoneer in Florida, and unfortunately we got stuck in the hurricane. We ended up driving it all the way home to Texas, and that was a beautiful vehicle.
Yeah.
There was my wife, 2 grandchildren, and my daughter. So it was a 20-hour drive. And
Did you make the whole drive, or did you stop?
we stopped in Gulf Shores for a couple days. But
Oh, that's right.
yeah, it was 10 hours there and then another 10 hours. But that Wagoneer was so comfortable and had all the bells and whistles, and really made the time of driving really go by quick.
And you got a couple of super grandkids. I mean, those kids are about as sweet and nice. And your grandson, my gosh, what are you feeding that kid? Every time I turn around, it's like he grows 6 inches.
Yeah, well, he's got a big dad, So he's going to be a big boy.
Yeah, he is. Well, hey, let's talk about what's going on. There's a lot of people, what? It's amazing. I have a half a dozen buddies, friends, not just guys, that have given up on their New Year's resolution. One of them said, I tried. He goes, but you know what? Every time I drove home, I passed the beer store and tears came out. And he goes, I dropped 12 and I added 7. And I said, well, you're still 5 ahead of the game. And so I said, you know what? Here's the thing. He's got this and that. I picked him up a couple of products last week. I was actually in your store twice this week. I
Oh,
picked
good.
up a couple of products, and he called me and he goes, "It's so funny. You know what? People take, and we have Ralph Paul here, owner of Your CBD Store. Go to Your CBD Store right now, Keller.com, while we're talking. That's Your CBD Store, Keller.com. I saw how many of y'all visited the website last month. Now it's time to start purchasing and getting the stuff in your body and getting it to start changing your life. My Aunt Donna, my sister Carol Ann, my brother Vinny. In fact, my sister-in-law called me and she goes, "Hey, I got this jar of cream that you brought over to your brother. What do I do?" The next day she called me. She goes, "Same question. What do they all say? What's in it?"
Yeah.
Well, you have a QR code. Let me just show you here. You have a QR code, and all you have to do is scan it, and you can see what's in the product, what you're putting in your body and on your body, or consuming with one of the seltzers or the brain boost, whatever the case may be, and know that you're putting good, clean, healthy, quality product in your life.
Exactly. And, CBD is not regulated. So there's a ton of junk on the market. And, people don't really understand the difference. So, our legislation is trying to even eliminate CBD.
Yeah, I saw the what is
Patrick or,
yeah, he wants it all gone.
yeah.
But the problem is you've got some people really poo-pooing the system versus the ones that are playing by the rules, where it's 0.3, which is legal in the state of Texas. They're going above and beyond. And I remember years ago where they were raiding all these shops, and they shut down over 200 shops because they were selling illegal hemp.
Exactly. And what we're hoping is it gets regulated. So we're one of the few organic CBD on the market. And, a lot of it is synthetic. It's made in the lab. And there's ill effects from that. So, again, we're one of the cleanest products out there. And, the proof's in the pudding. All the great stories we listen to every day.
So you would like it for it to be regulated, huh?
Exactly. And our company.
Well, because you're playing by the rules.
Exactly. And it's a high quality. The police force and so forth, they don't really have the equipment to test and monitor this stuff. Even though, the city of Keller, and I won't mention any names, we have some really high-end people in the city of Keller that,
Prominent consumers.
yeah, I don't want to mention any names, but they're our customers and they love us. And, they come in and tell us the great stories and so forth. And, Karen being one of them.
Yep.
And you've helped some of these people even get vehicles. And if I could say something real quick before we get on to the CBD, I've been listening to your show for a couple of years now, and I've learned a lot about cars and buying vehicles and so forth. And,
What to do and not to do and stuff like that.
and again, I'm an old fart, so you think you know most everything. And so it's been a real education, and your information is pretty much free. And I think
It is free.
all of us are at a different point in life. We
Yep.
like to give back. The kids are gone. It's a different point in our life. And, I think your radio show, our CBD store, it's about giving back. It's about helping people. And,
I had a lady ask me the other day, she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" She goes, "You sure talk a lot about CBD, and why is that?" And I said, "Well, just think about this. Your home is your biggest investment. Your second biggest investment is your car. But what's most important to you? It's your health.
Health. Yep.
It's got, if you don't have good health, you can't pay for your home. You can't pay for your car. There's a lot of things you can't do. And when you have your good health, you're enjoying your home, you're going places, you're doing more. And that's such a great tie to our show. And the thing about it is that I'm a user and a believer.
Absolutely. And, really comes across, I think, on Facebook and your radio show. You guys speak about this from your heart. Okay. It isn't just a commercial
Right.
and so forth. You guys, and I mean, I feel it when I listen to your show. You guys speak from your heart and you mean it. You want to help people. And so I'm just saying your listening audience needs to take advantage of your information, of your assistance and so forth, because it is free. and it'll help them save money. So
And you got to experience it. You know, I'll just give a couple of stories real quick. And you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show here on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia network. Is my Aunt Donna was in town, and she was telling the problems that she had being on the plane. So we gave her some cream and spray. She got back to her home, and we connected her with Carol, and she's on an auto ship.
Yep.
My sister Carol Ann broke her femur, fibia, and tibia. And she called me and she goes, I hate these pills. They're making me sick. I'm constipated. I can't do this and do that. And I said, I tell you what. So I go to Carol and we got her a tincture, the cream and the spray. And she started using it. And then she calls me on the phone and her husband, Steve, says, Carol Ann, you're standing. The pain had subsided and she couldn't believe that she was standing. My brother Vinny, I go over to his house. I'm like, dude, why aren't you getting out? He goes, man, I can't get off the couch. But I had brought the product. I brought the spray and I brought the cream. So I put the spray on, which you found out later was a better way to do it. And he goes, what's the deal? I said, just time out. Then I put the cream, the topical cream on him. And 15 minutes later, he rolled over at me and he had tears in his eyes. And he goes, is that a prescription? I said, no, it's CBD. It's the best possible product to put on your body to help. And the other day he was working on the property and he goes, uh-oh, I did it again. First thing he did was go in, he hit the spray. A few minutes later, once the spray dried, he put the cream on, he was back at it.
we hear those stories every day. And that's why my wife and I are, 69 years old and we've been retired for years. And it's just a joy helping people.
I'd like to say your information that you give to people is priceless, but it's free. So
Absolutely.
you want them to contact you so you can guide them and navigate them to a place to where they need to be. And I tell you, the knowledge that comes from y'all's store is impeccable.
Well, the older you get, you start realizing that the most important thing you have in life is time. And the only way to enjoy that time is if you're healthy. And I would just tell you, I've been fasting all week. I was telling Bo, I've been taking the gummies. These mushrooms are absolutely fantastic. I have my little cocktail that Hannah made for me. Hannah and Jeremy will give you all the information that you need. Ralph will be at the store today. So, you know what? Education is paramount because there's so many people say, hey, I went into this store, did nothing. Oh, I already tried it. I said, did you try SunMed? Well, no, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. And I said, it's a life changer. We went on, my wife panics now. We went on a cruise. She goes, I need my gummies. She takes a half a gummy every night and sleeps like a baby. And she was having a hard time sleeping. We went through mattresses, trying to figure out what the deal was. Well, we got her introduced to SunMed, and she's in. Now, your new product, your libido, I want to talk about this. We got to go to break real quick. Blew a friend of mine away. I picked him up a jar the other day. And actually, Jeremy brought me something. Hey, how's your buddy doing? I mean, you guys are game on. It's not just about the sale. It's also about the follow-up.
Absolutely. Jeremy was there the other day.
Time out. Let's go to break real quick. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Yeah, he called me up and he goes, dude, and I could tell. He goes, I'm on my third day. Dude. I said, and then I hear this voice go, thank you.
One of the interesting things, we're having a lot of people buy these without the THC, and they said, because it helps blood flow. So they're going before they go work out, before they go to the gym, they're taking it. And we're almost selling more of it because of that, helping people work out rather than the other.
Yeah.
So.
Multi-uses.
Yeah.
You would think it's just one size fits all for one direction, but it's not. Because the sativa puts me to sleep where the indica fires me up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Most people.
So when Hannah made this deal for me, she goes, how are you feeling? I said, So she made me this drink. And I got to the house, man, I'm rocking through the house. I called her. Remember, I called her and I went, hey, you got to tell me what was in it. She goes, what? I said, I got my house clean. She goes, what do you mean? I thought you'd go home and take a nap. And so it's not the same for everybody. I remember in the day when I'd take a little puff off a little marijuana, I had the opposite effect. It made me speed. It hyped me up. And I remember going to my doctor and I said, "Hey, Dr. Ireland, I got a problem." He says, "What?" I said, "I take a puff off a joint and I can't slow down. I'm scrubbing and cleaning my house. What's going on?" He goes, "Well, stupid, why don't you quit smoking it?"
Or share it with people who need to get it work.
But it didn't take that much. I'm telling you, it was a puff, maybe two, and THC would fire me up. And I was in my mid to late 20s. And I remember my girlfriend coming over. She goes, "Why is your house so spotless?"
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell you.
Took a good swift.
And it only took us 2 years to figure that out.
And so it's not one size fits all.
No, it isn't. And
Good morning, Katina. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate it.
I mean, I drink a whole can of that Island Time, and I'm fine. Knucklehead over here, he can't even get home.
I'm sitting on the side of the radio.
make sure you had some food with that.
Man, why?
Because it works.
It's completely different when you eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
really?
Yeah.
telling you, the first time Ralph said, "Before you take this, make sure you're eating," it was a completely different
Like
effect.
a little bit before, or like why you eat?
Probably whatever.
A little bit before, at least.
But I'll drink one at the store. I don't feel it at all. And we'll go to the barbecue place or Horizon. And as soon as I eat, man,
Yeah.
okay,
Incredible.
I can't even drive home.
First time he told me that, I had taken it to the store, and on the way home, I grabbed a burger. I got home and I was like, "Heck to the yeah on this deal."
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
trying that today.
Yeah.
Y'all don't call me today. I'll be out. I'll be.
Or you'll be real happy,
I'll
one.
be- yeah,
But it,
maybe both.
I want to clarify that it's not about the high, it's the health, because it's different for everybody.
Well, but
Definitely.
it does give you a little high, but it's more about health.
Yeah.
It's a healthy high. Let's put it that way. How about
Right.
that?
And there's no sugar,
Right.
5 calories.
No alcohol, nothing like that. It's a great way for people that want to get away from alcohol.
Yeah.
That's has maybe, that doesn't want to drink anymore or move away from it. This is the perfect way to go.
We sold 11 cases of that every month.
Wow.
It's a great way to bring your day into focus without being intoxicated.
Right.
And that brain boost, I got to tell you what, I gave a can of that to my buddy, and he's in the financial side of things. And he called me and said, "It scared you." I said, "What scared you?" He goes, "I've never been so clear-minded." He goes, "I can't do that again." I said, "Why don't you scan the QR code, knucklehead, and see what's in it?" He goes, I really freaked out what you gave me.
No.
Oh, you had your best day ever. You were clear-minded, but now you're freaked out.
Unusual experience. Huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
I watched the deal the other day on the British invasion. That was only 2 years, but they wrote music forever. But their big invasion, the concerts and everything else was only 2 years.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But they
Hey, thanks
stayed
for
around
joining
forever.
us. Yeah, thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. This segment of the show brought to you by Grapevine Ford, home of the love or leave it promise. You don't absolutely love that vehicle when you get it home, bring it back and let it put you in the one that you do love. We had one the other day that he bought a 2-wheel drive truck, and when he got home, his brother said, "Hey, we got the deer lease back. We have this, we have that," and they thought they had lost the lease. He drove back there. They put him in the 4-wheel drive, no question asked, signed the paperwork, down the road motors. The place, Grapevine Ford, 120, right there on Highway 114 between Texan Trail and Main Street. Stop in to see Cameron or Cameron. We've got 2 Camerons on the desk there handling the deals, and let them know right up front, hey, this is the Automotive Edge Radio Show. They've got really low APRs now on best-selling truck for 38 years in a row now. One of the top lines of SUV products and the service after the sale, second to none. In fact, I made a phone call. Hannah got in and out where there were some people that are waiting a long time to get their vehicle serviced. She was blown away how quick they got them in. You thought the service was as good as a luxury product when you brought your truck in.
Yep.
And they take great care of it. So it's not about selling one, it's about selling a bunch. The place, the home of the Leave It Promise, GrapevineForward.com. Joining us, my good friend, love him like a brother, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller, KELLER.com. Click on there while we're there now and take a look at the things they are doing to change your life in 2025. COVID hit, the stress factor was just, I mean, it took time off people's lives. And I want to clarify something as we talk about this product. It's not about the hide. It's about the health. And can you feel a little different? No doubt about it. Can you catch a little buzz? No doubt about it. But the way you're rebuilding cannabinoid system, the more I studied cannabinoids, this one doctor told me, he goes, I'll never endorse it. I don't take it, but he goes, just think of your cannabinoid system when these babies are born. If you bring them home and they're all cleaned up, how nice they smell every day. Right? He goes, that's because their system is clean, it's pure, it's cooking on all cylinders. And as we start putting all this processed stuff in and chemicals in, from deodorants to foods to everything, that cannabinoid system starts to deplete. Yep. Well, now you have a product. Let's get that cannabinoid system built back up because it's definitely better quality of life.
Absolutely. Our body produces cannabinoids, but as we get older, it's less and less. So this is kind of like a supplement. There's basically about 150 different cannabinoids, and there's primary cannabinoids. Our products have about, we become more of a plant science company. We have approximately 7 of the major ones in all of our products. And, it just helps build everything back. But keep in mind, it's like vitamins. It does take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I mean, some people experience it in 48 hours. Some people, it might take a week or two. One of my best examples, one of my buddies from 4 or 5 years ago, keep in mind, we've been there over 6 years now.
Yep.
And anyways, his shoulder was very, very bad. And it took him 3 weeks of taking the tincture before all it went away. But he made a comment to me about a year ago. He said, if I didn't know you, I would have quit taking it after about a week. And, we're such a medicated society. We're looking for that Advil.
Well, we're quick fixes about everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like a tune-up on your car where you see immediate results. We've been putting so much crap in our bodies for so long. And when you look at all the, I'm shocked. I read labels more than I ever have before. And you look at things on there that you've never heard of in your life. And you scan it and you Google it real quick, going, holy cow, what am I putting in my body? Well, this stuff is as clean as it gets.
Yeah.
USDA certified.
Exactly. One of the things, when you mentioned that, look at salad dressing. Okay. When we were growing up, what did our parents put on a salad? It was vinegar and oil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a clean product, vinegar and oil. I mean, that's basically what we had.
A little salt and pepper and you're rolling.
Yeah. And now we have all these different salad dressings and so forth. And look at
With
the
chemically made flavors. It says raspberry. Ain't no raspberry in there.
look at the label. Like you said, I just started looking at labels probably within the last year, and it's amazing. And my daughter, this was actually her store, and it was her health and wellness journey that led us to this whole situation. If you come in the store or look on our website, there was an article in the Fort Worth Star Telegram, kind of my daughter's testimony, how we all got started. And that was over 6 years ago. It's on our website, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, that was kind of the beginning of the journey. And, we're very conscious about now what's going into our body. And without getting into a lot of politics, I hope Kennedy, fixes it.
Yeah.
I used to work in England periodically, and I started looking at different labels and so forth. And the food over there, one of the big examples was cereal. All the additives in our cereal compared to
Yeah, the sugars and stuff.
yeah. I mean, there's just a huge difference. So,
Well, when you look at, I was watching the show on how much stuff was banned in the United States, outside the United States. I was shocked at the kind of crap we're eating that is no longer allowed in Europe, in the different countries, in the different places. Holy cow! How does that happen? I mean, that's absolutely incredible that we're eating this, but we can't ship it anywhere else because it's illegal in other countries. And so, by cleaning your system out and putting a good product, your health is paramount. You've got to take care of yourself, and everything else falls into place. You live a better life. You're in a better mood. You're getting more done. And this is 100% endorsed by the Automotive Edge, hands down.
absolutely. And, people are taking better care of themselves. And one of our customers was a real mentor of mine. And we just went to his 80th birthday. And he's in great shape. And at the age of 70 years old, his name Van Gimmel, he won the dirt track championship around the country. And he's in the Hall of Fame and so forth. But that was at the age of 70. Now he's 80 and he's in great shape, and he uses our products, and it's just a great scenario. I mean, he's a young 80, and I'm going to be 70 here real quick in about 5 months, and I'm looking for another 20 years.
There you go. Ain't
Let's-
nothing wrong with that.
Let's talk about this all-in-one daily mushroom gummies now. Talk about that.
Well, there's 10 different types of mushrooms in there. And one of the main ones is lion's mane. And they consider that the smart mushroom. So, it helps with brain health, brain fog. Do you ever go into a room and why did I go in here? I forgot what I got.
I'm still wondering what I'm doing here.
Well,
Open that up and let him eat a couple.
yeah. So I have 2 every morning. That gives you a little energy also. It's not a Red Bull or anything. But lion's mane is considered the smart mushroom, and it does give you a little bit of energy. But there's 10 different types of mushrooms in there, and there's no CBD, no THC. But it's just a great product, and we sell a ton of it.
I take my 2 every morning. Melinda takes the mushrooms in the morning, and gummies, and not psilocybin mushrooms, gummy mushrooms.
Right.
And it'll make a difference. And the more time that you spend with Hannah and Jeremy and Chrissy and you, next thing you know, you wind up adding more things to your repertoire. Because I get up in the morning, I have my Abacare Spark, I have my gummies, and then during the day I have my tincture, and then at night I have the gummy to go to sleep on. And it doesn't knock you out; it just gives me. I go to sleep thinking too hard. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking too hard, and I'll run into my office and start making notes and writing stuff down. I have epiphanies like nobody's business, and this stuff has helped.
Absolutely. And, I'm an old fart. I had prostrate issues, which I don't want to get into, but I go to the bathroom about every 3 hours. And the difference is with the gummy, I go back to sleep. Back in the old days, I would lay there for another 2-3 hours. I'm not trying to be gross, but then I had to get back up. And now I just go back to sleep, and boom, I'm good for another 3-4 hours.
Well, the rest is one of the most important things you can have for your body. And if you're not getting it, you're in trouble.
Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. Joining us today, Ralph Paul, Maddie back in studio. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
All right.
How are you?
Instead to stop by, here I am.
How's it going?
I had a SOB in the room.
Kurt Chase.
You know me.
Oh, golly, Robin. How are you? What's happening?
I'm looking at Jeeps.
Yeah, how's it going? Bill Cartman.
Well, met you.
Yeah, good
Hey,
to
don't
see
I'm
you.
Ron.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you. Good to see you, Ron.
The prices they have on these things today is stupid. Just stupid.
What
I
time?
got 2 buddies that took
That's
delivery this
different, no?
week, and I got another one coming
Right.
today.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
Let's
gotta
talk
be
a little bit
catalog
while we got
no
people
catch.
on here.
What's up, Brandon?
So
Got
this
thing
is,
and redid it.
Our buddy Ralph Paul at your
Like, gives them
CBD
a
store
triple
in
dose
Keller.
product. They can
And
blow this
all we
crap
got
out
to
of
say
you.
is I'm going to put
Man,
the number up here
it's
too. I've had the website there. It's your CBD store Keller.
They're doing real good. Here's
Here's
the funny
the phone
thing.
number.
My wife's the only
And
employee
you need to
here
just call
that
and
first
find
got built
out.
21 years
Is
ago.
that right?
And she's
Yeah.
the warranty person for Diamond.
Make sure
And
it's
so
right.
I get
Yeah,
the
it
other
is.
pick on
That's it.
what
Yeah,
they're having
that's
problems with, what's
perfect
good, what's bad.
Yep. And our
And the
staff
people
should be there
have
right
no
now.
problems on the eco.
And it's, I tried.
The handles
You open
a
it.
little bit,
10,
but,
is that right?
the Jeep
Yeah,
ones
10,
don't.
10:30. Right in
Somewhere.
there.
Because their
Yep.
warranty numbers have dropped
But,
42%.
That's the time to where you
Because
need
they
to
go
give
to the
them a call.
Well, you know, the 07
And just
through,
have a
2012 or
Say you heard
2011,
it
you know,
here
what
on the
kind of
Automotive
motor you
Edge
get there.
radio show. And,
And then I guess
You just
that's
wanna
what,
find out a
13,
little bit
12,
about,
15, they brought up that new one.
you know,
What was that?
what you might be dealing with, whether it may not be sleeping very well or you have brain
Like I said,
fog or
got
you
the
don't
motor
quite have the energy to
And
get
so now the
going.
warranty numbers, and I get a lot of it. I get a lot
All the
of that.
different aspects.
You know,
Now, do you have
for a
one
while there,
gummy
the
or one
they're
product? I'm thinking
diesel.
of gummy because most stuff,
man,
Or
we have
gummies
problems
that you
with
have.
diesels.
not
Now,
all
they
of it.
cleaned
There's
that up.
powders and
Diesels
stuff.
were
Right.
the best in
But
business.
what would you say would be
the
a
challengers
general
around all these
one product
transmissions
that you
that,
have
new
that
transmission. on
someone
the
could
before
take
they
every day
resolve what
that would
building
be
challenge
an
or anymore.
overall
But,
enhancement
the
for
Jeep
them.
has become tried and true.
Well,
product of
we
theirs
have
now.
what's called
And that's why now
anytime
this, you see the
gummies.
separate,
Comes in a container of
separation show
100.
them.
Right.
Our doctor
Jeep
recommends
its own
50 milligrams a day,
entity
which is
for
2
years now.
gummies.
Right.
And
we
that's
sell
a great
back
product for
residuals,
children because
when
a
the
lot of
have
children aren't going to do
never
the
seen
oil,
that.
it's water soluble.
Right.
So
So,
they're using
like
what you're
parents
bringing
get it and they'll
more
maybe
money
cut it
than
in half,
Yeah.
a fourth,
yeah, because I
depending
go out
on
and
their
do
size, their age, that type of thing. And all of our products we have with THC and
Yeah.
without. Keep in mind, it
Are you
isn't
looking at one
going to give you a
today?
buzz.
You know, I don't know. We went and looked
Industrial
last night
hemp.
just to
Now,
look.
what
You know,
is
I
the
want to get. I got
difference?
to get my Jeep finished
Industrial
up. But
hemp is a
I
different
called you
plant
back when y'all
than
were doing appraisals
I know, but
online.
what is the
I called about my
difference
Jeep. And
that
I've
would
still
be
got
a
it.
reaction
Looking to get
or
rid, I'll end
a
up selling it. I'll
the
sell it
reason to
probably
have it or
bargain
have
and
not?
Probably trade my truck.
Well, the small amount
What
of
year is it?
THC, 0.3%,
Yeah.
is just more of the plant.
All right.
So
But it's
it
not-
is
it's not
advantageous,
really street
but also
driven. I mean,
beneficial.
it's a rock crawler. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And
So,
and
but,
then every once in a while,
You
again,
know,
we've been
I
here
don't
over
do that
6
kind of
years.
stuff
So
Does it
anymore.
help
And I said, you know,
cannabinoid
four-door
system a little
kids,
better?
something
Yeah.
my wife
Get
can
in there
drive,
and
Yeah.
get
get
it, go with it.
quicker,
So,
better.
Yeah. I was never a
action.
big Jeep guy.
Well, you know, we have
I
a
wouldn't
chart
buy
at the
one home.
store, and like for example,
It's funny.
it's all
In
CBD,
her
but it gets into your
30
system
years
and
of
stays in your
Dynamo, we've
system
never owned a
different
Dynamo
ways.
or a
So,
Jeep
for
from.
example,
I've owned
our
3 or
vape
4
products
challenges. I
get in your
customize
system
them.
really quick.
Everyone that I
but it doesn't
customize, I
last
want
very
to sell
long.
to somebody.
Right.
It might last maybe
And then
half
she
an
brought
hour.
a Jeep home, and so
The
she
water
started
soluble
Camry
gets into your
finally for a
system
new
in
Jeep.
probably
Yeah.
10 minutes.
First time we've
But
had
again,
it,
it'll last maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
Better.
Where
You know,
like the
usually getting those
tincture,
things,
the
you get
oil
nice
you put on your
ride,
tongue is more
you
for
couldn't hear
chronic
each other
pain, things of
going
that
down the
nature.
road. That road
And
noise
that takes
everything was
longer to
like,
get in your system, but it'll
Yeah.
last
Hours.
7 hours in
Right.
your system.
Yeah.
So,
So I
and then
think
the
the
gummy
main
has
thing
to
is
go
that's
through the
what
gut.
your
So
warranty
the gummy
claims on
takes
it.
longer to get
When
to
she
your
told me they
system,
dropped almost
and it doesn't
half
last.
over the last 3
The
years.
oil is probably the truest.
And so,
I don't-
what
I do so much
oil would you
research on
recommend the
everything I
tincture
buy
oil would be on a daily
Last
basis?
thing I
Would
want
be
is my
the
car,
one
new
to go
ones.
with?
Exactly.
I don't care whether you give me a loan or not.
Which one?
I want my
Is
car.
there
Yeah.
a certain
Yeah.
one? Because you have several
So
different
you've been
ones.
doing
that
good?
you do.
Yeah.
The tincture
Working
type,
away.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil.
Get
Yeah.
ready for
And,
the
you know,
warmer
a
weather.
lot of it, again,
Is
Yeah,
what they're
my
looking
wife
for,
is,
hanging out of their
hates
body
it.
and system.
Hates it. In fact, it was kind
yeah,
of funny. We
it,
just got back from
again, it
vacation.
depends on their size,
Oh, my
it
son,
depends
he went
on their
to-
metabolism, it depends on their
Go run
severity,
off the driveway.
you
We're on
know.
a cruise. he goes, how's the trip? I took a picture. You're doing well. He goes, yeah, I'm showing up. Because you know how the weather
So you're out.
sometimes you hear that shows up.
You done this
"Oh, what are you
before?"
doing?"
Welcome back to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We are here every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to noon, right here on
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
Radio
Always good
1190
seeing you. Good
AM.
seeing you guys.
KFXR.
Forgot to stop in.
Thanks
You
for coming,
bet.
buddy. And you can join us here by tuning in on the radio. And if you just tuned in for the first time and heard our show, that's why I'm saying we're here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. And you can also get us on the iHeartMedia app by downloading the app on your phone or wherever you want to download it to. And then search, when you search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, takes you to that particular station. It'll be kind of logged in every time. So when we're on the air, it'll pop up and it'll let you know we're here. Or you can just hit the square and go to the actual station. We're on our Facebook pages, Automotive Edge Facebook page, Shifting Gears. We're on LinkedIn at Kurt Chase's LinkedIn page. And then we've added just recently what is it?
YouTube.
I need to go.
Oh boy.
YouTube, and we wanted to subscribe to that because we just added that, and we get 1,000 subscribers. We'll get $1,000 to help our Adopt a Teacher program.
There you go. Hey, this segment is brought to you by 8-time, fix to be 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. If it's a Chevrolet, head to 380 and 75 in McKinney. See my buddy Rusty McDonald. He's the new man in charge. Our buddy Jason Long is now the GSM over the operation there. Rusty's on the desk pulling the trigger on all the numbers. Extreme low APRs this month. And everything goes through Monday. We don't know what the rates and incentives are going to be, so don't wait. Head to Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney today. One of the top selling, in fact, 3 of the top selling SUVs in the marketplace are all there. The Traverse, the Equinox, and the Chevy Trax, all at one place. Then it comes down to people. They don't care about selling the most. They care about being the best with each and every customer that comes through the door. And let me tell you what, tire kickers are welcome, because Jason Long will tell you that pressure makes diamonds, but it doesn't make happy customers. And that's the rule that he lives by with each and every salesperson. In fact, they have salespeople that have been there over 30 years that are just now starting to retire. They don't have turnover. I go through there and I can tell you almost every salesperson by name, all the way through the management. Family owned and operated. The place, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. Go online right now to EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com for all their specials. That's EldoradoChevy.com. Joining us, Ralph Paul, the owner of Your CBD Store in Keller. Go to YourCBDStoreKeller.com. And here again, check out the QR codes. You got time for a little trivia?
Sure. Hey, I'd like to mention too, just a heads up to our staff, the other day, Jeremy and Hannah are very knowledgeable people and they really care about people. But I popped in there the other day and I had these two ladies who just looked at me. She said, Jeremy and Hannah are some of the most brilliant people that we have ever experienced. And she just went on and on. They bought a handful of products, but she said, it was just such a positive experience. And, usually people love to complain and a lot of people don't really edify very much.
On the positive side.
And anyway, so it was just a joy to listen to the people who work with you to be complimented.
That's right. Well, Jeremy, I picked up a jar of the Libido Boost. And Jeremy, I went in there the other day to pick up some nighttime gummies from Melinda. And he goes, how is it working? And my buddy asked me not to share the text because there was stuff in there shouldn't be shared. But anyway, he called me and he goes, hey, day 3, I love you. And I said, you love me? And his wife goes, I love you too. And so I'm telling you, it is as clean as it gets. It can change your lifestyle. Take a look at it when you go to YourCBDStoreKeller.com. Look at the Libido Boost. There's so many great products, but here's the thing. I need my money for it. You owe me.
Are we going to share that text?
That's right. I'll put that online. So pay me for the gummy. But anyway, he's a believer now. And he goes, how much are that? So go over and see Jeremy or Hannah. And when you get low and pick it back up, and she goes, oh, we will be there. And so here's the thing. I don't mind investing all the money that I have into this company and buying the products to share the products. But it's time where people need to, really start researching. You take it, but you're not researching it. You may have that feel good. And then, you just look at what you're doing because there's so many people you share with. Oh, we've already tried it. We've been there. No, you haven't tried the Sunnet product. Big difference.
And we haven't raised our prices in 5 years. We have the same prices. And for your viewers, Cliff came in the other day. And for your viewers, we give you 20% off. So if you tell them Kurt or Bo, mention their name, we'll give you 20% off. We ship for free. It's USDA approved, organic. So call us. We'd love people come in one time so we can educate, but we can do that over the phone. So please give us, Jeremy and Hannah are there right now, and give us a call.
Cliff was in there, and I walked in. He saw me, and he thanked me for introducing him to your store and took me across the street for lunch.
Oh, that's positive.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And the phone number is 682-593-7299. That's 682-593-7299, or go to YourCBDStoreKeller.com.
All right, Ralph, Super Bowl coming up. You and I have done pretty good on the football games here recently.
Yep.
I won $150 the other day.
I won a 407 barbecue.
Yes, you
against
did.
the championship.
And 2 cases of Dr.
There he
Pepper.
owes me a lot.
Oh.
Okay, what do you think the number one thing eaten, this is the last 5 years on Super Bowl Sunday, the number one thing eaten, the number one product consumed on Super Bowl Sunday?
Wings.
Way to go. Get this. 1.45 billion wings will be eaten on Super Bowl Sunday.
Poor little chicken.
Four little chickens walking around.
Are there any wings?
What do you think number 2 is? This blew me away.
I would say
Pizza.
no. I'm going to say
Pizza was number 3.
I'm going to say dip, some kind of chili dip.
Chips.
Chips and dip were number 7.
Oh,
And
so
the number one was the 7-layer dip. I didn't get this one. Potato skins
come
with
on.
cheese and bacon.
Come on.
Nah.
I'm telling you,
Not in the South.
you can't make this up. Well, here's the deal. So now they rank it by all the states what they eat the most. What do you think the number one thing eaten in Texas on Super Bowl Sunday is?
Barbecue.
Nope.
No?
Hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
Hot dogs on Super Bowl Sunday.
there's no cannabinoids in hot dogs.
Now, here's one thing. Here's the weirdest one. Guess what the number one thing eaten in Oklahoma is on Super Bowl Sunday? I didn't believe it. I researched it. If you Google it, it actually comes up. Fried green tomatoes.
Ah,
Now, who in the world put fried green tomatoes on Super Bowl Sunday?
Everybody may want for this one now.
Okay, let's start at the bottom here. Number 10, which I love. It's one of my favorite things on Super Bowl Sunday, buffalo chicken dip. You love my dip.
that's
I'm gonna tell you what, I made a pan of that and Ralph stood over it.
that's great stuff. Great stuff.
That has now climbed way up the charts. Number 9, heated Chex Mix.
No.
Do you heat Chex Mix?
No.
I've never heated it.
I've
I
never
don't
had
even
it.
eat it at all.
I've never had it.
Number 8 is hot dogs. Number 7, 7-layer dip. I don't get this number 6. It blew me away. Meatballs. And they're talking about in all the different sauces.
Yeah,
You know.
that's easy.
Maybe.
Yeah, the little meatball.
Mhm.
Number 5, I don't buy this one, never will. Pigs in a blanket.
That's
what-
an upstate New
It
York.
is.
That's a northern
Yeah.
thing.
I
Yeah.
was going to say that.
They call them also kolaches.
Mhm.
Pigs in a blanket, kolaches up north.
Yeah.
And number 4, stuffed jalapenos.
I can see that.
Yeah. And then you have your pizza, potato skins, and wings. And then the next 3, pulled pork sandwiches. Was
Oh.
number 11. Number 12 was sliders.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
can.
That's easy to grab and go. Fix.
And then in the north, starting with Tennessee and what kind of working your way up to Pennsylvania, their number one thing to eat on Super Bowl Sunday is chili.
Really? Yeah.
Well, I could even see that here, depending on the weather.
Okay, so
Now, does the chili here have meat or beans in it or not?
And to me, it doesn't matter.
there was no beans.
No beans?
No beans was number 1.
Okay.
And then
I
get
like
this,
those beans.
$277 million will be spent on chips, $89 million on popcorn, and $58 million on ordered deli sandwiches. Here's the states that blew me away. Stuffed potatoes are number 1 in Nevada, Washington, Oregon, and California. And in Florida, the number 1 consumed product on Super Bowl Sunday, poke bowls.
Never heard of it. Have no idea what you're talking about.
What is a poke bowl?
That's where they put the sushi and all the stuff in it.
Oh, that's in Florida?
Florida,
Never
Wow.
heard of it.
poke bowl.
Huh.
All right, there we go. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We're going to get things wrapped up here with Ralph, and we're going to get you on the path to better health, and then we'll jump back into cars. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So here's a car trivia for you. Where and what year was the oldest Ford dealership in the United States?
Well, you'd think Detroit, but that's probably not it, right?
So in 1903,
I'm going to say Chicago.
Cleveland, Ohio.
no, St. Cloud, Minnesota. So it was started in 1903 and it's still in existence and it's the 5th generation running it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, St. Cloud, Minnesota. So I used to work with a finance company up there, and I used to get up there, and that's not a big town. And I would say in the 1900s, early 1900s, I'm sure it wasn't very big at all.
Right.
Well, Cleveland's got a lot of first time things in Cleveland.
The first street light was
Yeah.
in Cleveland, Ohio. And I have a history on Cleveland. And, back in the day, I think there was 5 different car dealerships, manufacturers. There was something like 10 breweries, in Cleveland.
Yeah, the oldest brewery is in Cleveland. And so diners, drive-ins, and dives, one of his favorite cities to go to for the old school, rebuilt, reincarnated, or 5th and 6th generation
Historical
restaurant,
stuff.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow.
Really?
He was just in there, and there's one called the Stray Cat
Isn't that where you're from?
that I've got to go to in Cleveland.
Hey, we got historical here, right here.
It's
Put them alive.
Yes, not where you want to go right now.
that again?
Well, not where you want to go right now.
No, it's a good place to be from.
So did you ever get up in the morning and unbury your car?
You know, my wife is a retired nurse, and we lived in an apartment, and you had to park on the street. So when you came home, let's say on a Friday or Saturday night, if you didn't get there in time, you had to park a mile away from your house. And then the snow plows would come by and put all the snow. So she had to be at work at 7 a.m. And I remember as a young person, you know, you can do that. But I remember getting up at 5 a.m. and digging her car out of the street. And then you're parallel parking. So therefore, you're going forward, backward, forward, and then hopefully you can get past the snow.
Wow.
And so, in fact,
What was the deepest amount of snow you shoveled?
oh man. Well, I remember one year the National Guard actually came and picked her up to take her to the hospital.
Wow.
The National Guard.
The National Guard, they had Jeeps coming down the street.
Now, that's some snow
about,
right there.
yeah, I'm talking about the probably late 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, you have the Lake Erie, so you have this lake effect. And like we lived in West Cleveland, so we didn't get as much snow as East Cleveland. But then as you get like
There was that big
Buffalo,
a difference between East and West.
and then by the time you get to Buffalo, they just get hammered,
Yeah, they do.
you know.
We've seen
Do you
that on
miss the
TV.
snow?
Pardon me?
You miss the snow?
No. You know, we have these new things called airplanes, and you can get on them and go visit snow. And, you know, we used to go skiing at least once a year. We don't really do that anymore. And anyway, so no, I don't miss snow at all, you
I
know.
was just telling Ron, it was something I was on vacation. I called my son and from the boat, and I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Clearing snow off the porch."
Yeah,
Hey, what are you doing? I said, "I'm having a margarita on the beach."
we got hammered around here. Did you get much?
We got a little bit.
We got about 7 inches in my place.
Yeah,
Really?
you're farther north. Yeah. I saw the picture.
You're in that kind of that sweet,
Yeah.
that starting where you are, the 35 corridor from 408 and going up and around is like
It goes across us
completely
and goes
different.
into Gainesville and then
Yeah.
up into, then it goes out to
like that
McKinney.
swoosh.
McKinney gets a lot of stuff, all that
Yeah.
Paris, Texas, and on into.
Yeah. My son lives in Little Elm and he gets it too.
Mhm.
Prosper area.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, we drove home from the barn. We went 380 and coming back, and we went by your sponsor up there in McKinney,
Oh,
Eldorado.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time. I never been by there.
We saw it now, didn't we?
Yeah.
214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed radio show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, and I'm telling you now, the honey hole is 3 and 4 year old cars. Doesn't mean that we don't want to help you if you don't have a 3 or 4 year old car. I already got the tech message. What if my car's old? It doesn't matter how old your car is. We'll help you. I just helped a guy with a 72 Corvette. Doesn't matter. We have a place to put the car. There's a butt for every seat, and we'll find it. Remember that. So if you want to know the value on your car, you've been to a few dealers, maybe you're upside down, or maybe you're just wanting to trade, and maybe you just want to know the value to see if you can trade, or maybe down the road. The books are changing each month, but very, very little. The only time the books will change a lot is if the whole industry just the rebates and incentives magnified. If, you know, we have right now the incentives across the board average with all the manufacturers about $2,800. What does that do to the cars? Well, there's a lot. You look at Subaru right next door. They hardly ever have rebates and incentives. I think if you average there since the time they've been in business, they're under $1,200. So everybody's different depending on the make and model. But one thing that it never affects is pickup trucks. Because trucks are, you know, we're in the truck capital of the world. And so that's a completely different thing. But across the board, resale values are really, really good. And the used car market, because so many people refinance their leases because the residuals were low during the Fauci virus, that they just went ahead and refinanced them. And so it took 2.3 million lease returns off the market. What does that do? It raises the price of pre-owned. But if you're looking online, they say, well, the used car market is down 5%, or it's down this, or it's down that. Remember that at one time it was up almost 30%. So as you see these numbers rolling down, it still hasn't hit par pre-COVID, which means the resale values are still strong. So don't buy into used car markets off 11%. From what? From an extremely high number. So if it's at 21% and it's down 11%, which that's not really the number, they're saying 4.2%, that would still put your values 10% over what it was pre-COVID. So you're still doing good on your trade-ins. Don't listen to all the scuttlebutt that's coming out on some of these articles.
Well, the best way to do it is go to theautomotiveedge.com and get in contact with you to find out.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
trying to, you know,
Scare you or do something.
yeah, there's so many people just going to poo-poo the
Right.
regardless because they're just negative people.
Right.
But I'll keep you up to date on what's hot and what's not right now. The used car market is in demand. They don't want to go to the auction. They want your car coming to the dealership.
And if you're looking to buy a pre-owned vehicle, Kurt will help you just as much as trying to find a new one for you.
Try to think out wheels, I can help
Right.
you. No doubt about it. From 18 wheelers on down.
No
I can
charge.
help you. Doesn't matter.
No charge.
Joining us, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller.com. You'll be at the store today?
Yep, I'm heading over there as soon as I leave here. But then we have a tea time over at Sky Creek Ranch. So,
There you go.
you know, the weather, I think winter's over. And hopefully you get out there and get a little bit of sun, hit the ball a little bit. And,
Well, I hear the greens are quite elevated over there at Sky Creek.
yeah,
And you got to hit it right.
yeah, they, you know, we have great courses around here. You know, we play Texas Star, we play,
I
Water
got buddies that love Texas Star.
yeah, we playing there Tuesday. And
One of these days I might get out and play again. It's
yeah,
been about
it's,
10 years.
it's a great sport. You know, I love getting out there. I'm not a real serious golfer. But,
Well, what I like about it is that
He's not a serious golfer, but he'll take you out there
Yeah.
and take your money.
Yeah, he will.
Let me help you with
I already
that.
know that.
Ralph will take the coin in your pocket.
But the scenery and
Yeah, he's the Willie Moscone out there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, I hadn't been playing rugby. You want to play this hole, and then he takes your money. I know how Ralph.
So what he does, he sets you up like for the first 9, and then the second
Yeah,
9,
back
you just
9.
back talk.
Yeah, you may be up $4 or $5. He's going to take it back.
I would love to say that's true, but it is not. I'm kind of a casual golfer. And, you know, my whole goal is to get one birdie, maybe 2 birdies, have a couple good putts, and try to enjoy the day.
What they
Enjoy
say, it's
nature
that
and
one
have
good
fun.
shot that keeps you coming back.
Yep.
So let's talk real quick. You got the new Libido. You got the Brain Boost that's out now. It's off the shelves with your seltzer. I mean, things are picking up.
Absolutely. And the seltzers, we have a new label on there. And these are the Island Time, which is probably the strongest.
I'm digging the label.
Oh, me too.
But we also have the Just Chillin', which my wife likes. And
My wife loves the Just Chilling.
yeah, and you know it's a level down as far as severity goes, and it's just a calming effect. And again, there's 0 sugar and 5 calories. We have a lot of people who you know purchased it for dry January, which I never heard of till just recently.
You know about it now, huh?
Yeah, and then a lot of people that are diabetic or just simply quit drinking.
Don't want the alcohol.
Yeah,
Or can't maybe have it anymore.
exactly.
So from creams to seltzers, gummies to trim,
You got it all.
lotions to dog treats. I mean, you are a one-stop shop for life-changing for you and your pets.
Exactly. We've got everything, and everybody's different. So
That's why the dialogue's important.
that's exactly right. So you know, and we try to again, you know, your weight, severity, metabolism. These are such important variables.
And what they're dealing with.
Exactly.
You know, it's a certain, you know, there's different things for what that person may be struggling with in their life. And that's the whole point, is you need to know all those things to direct them in the right way.
And it comes with taking time to know the customer.
Yeah, and that's
Because
why.
it's not one size fits all. A lot of times I look over, they're sitting on the couch in the chair, or they're having discussions. Having a conversation is paramount to know what to do.
Absolutely. And just like your situation, and indica should be mellowing you out. It hypes you up. You're just the opposite.
Yep.
And we have a handful of customers like that. And so again, we call people back after 7 days. We usually try to have a dialogue with them and see what products work for them. So
It's free shipping You can get all the education. The phone number's on the website, yourcbdstorekeller.com. Start your dialogue today. Dialogue is paramount. Stop in and see them. Do it online. Do it on the phone. They ship for free. And I'm telling you, this will change your life. It's not about the high. It's about the health. Ralph, you the man. Thanks so much for coming
Enjoy
by.
your golf game today.
You got it. Well,
Hit them straight.
you got
I'm gonna
it.
say, hit
For the
them
island
straight.
time,
I appreciate
I'm
you
gonna have
guys.
one before I leave.
There
No,
you go.
Well, you wait till
I'm
12:01.
drinking one right now.
We got to go to break real quick. Introduce you to some great sponsors. Don't go away. Live today, Grapevine Dodge, William D. Tate, 121. We'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Good
You
job,
guys
my
use
man.
these?
Fantastic.
You want these?
Yes,
no?
Well, I
Can I
just,
try
I just
those?
bought a jar of those.
Can I try
So
those?
I don't need them.
Okay.
I just bought a jar.
Yeah.
I bought one for me and bought one for a buddy.
You
I'll
want
take,
those?
you want any? I'd like to try some of these.
I've got them. I got a bag.
Okay,
Melinda's
cool.
got a
Thank you.
bag of them at the house.
I think that's
Well, I
cra- feel
appreciate
like
you
Christmas. You want this back?
Yeah. Give it to somebody.
Okay.
Come to the store.
Well, thank you, Ralph. Be safe out there. Great seeing you.
You got it. I appreciate you guys.
And Tom, taking away that happy birthday back. Be safe out there, okay?
All right.
All right, buddy.
We'll see you guys later.
Okay, brother. Take care.
Hey, don't forget Monday. Eat.
Yeah. Already told Melinda.
What was that name of that place again? Fire.
Wow.
Fire.
Yes.
Fire in the hole.
Yes. Melinda said it right when I told her. She knew what it was.
Fire. Can't
Yes.
think of, I can't think of the name. What's a good time?
I thought you said 6.
Yeah, I don't know if the happy hour is over at that time. I'll call them. Or something.
Yeah. I mean, Melinda can come straight over from her office. So she's just going to meet us there.
You know, coming here, I went right past. I got off at William D. Tate, and obviously that's too far, and I had to circle back around. Maybe you ought to talk about that on the radio. Get off of that prior exit if they're coming north.
Yeah. That's right.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. Otherwise, they got to come back around.
Yeah, I had a
I'm
in
trying to
Trumbull.
think what that exit is right there.
It would be the one prior to it, which
Yeah.
would be,
All right.
I don't know.
I'll look it up real quick.
Okay, guys, we'll
All right,
see you
buddy.
later.
See you
Have a
later.
good one.
Ralphie.
This place is gonna be nice when I get done, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's nice
Yeah,
already.
they've got Melinda, the whole back end gutted now, but they got to just finish a few things up front. Some
Guess who's
touch-up.
just joined in?
Who?
Will Sakala,
Ah,
And
I
Carol
will.
Hall,
Carol Paul,
Carol's
too.
on.
Oh, good.
Stone
Melinda J.
Myers, she says.
Stone Myers.
Yeah.
That's the exit.
Hey, what's the lady's name in Irving who buys product from us? Your old girlfriend or something?
Cindy Beauclair.
Cindy Beauclair.
Cindy. Cindy, yeah. She still calls us. Man,
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, she was on the drill team, and I met her. She was sitting outside the gym crying, and
Yeah, that's right.
I took her to her banquet.
Thanks everybody for being a part of our broadcast and
I
staying
should have
with us. You
mentioned
have
them on the radio.
enjoyed the show today and
Hey, where's the restroom?
know
around
that
here,
we're
you know?
here right straight back. Be safe.
You guys know, huh?
Yeah, we visited a couple of
You guys
times.
have a good one.
Hi, buddy.
And we're here every Saturday morning, and thank y'all for doing that. And we'd like to ask you to share the broadcast, and better yet, what I'd like for you to do is if you go to the Automotive Edge Facebook page, search the Automotive Edge after we're off the air, and then you'll see the page. But then there's a place that says invite friends. Then go through your page and just send invites to them. If they don't want to take it, they won't. If they think there's a good idea, it would really help. We're here to help people with their automotive needs. And it's not going to cost them anything, not going to cost you anything. But if we can help them with any of those kind of needs that they may be needing to know about, then they'll know when we're on. If they decide to accept the invite, then they'll be a follower of our show. And then when we come on, they'll be notified that we're live. They click on it, they click on it. They don't, they don't. So if you don't mind doing that, we really appreciate that to help boost the Automotive Edge Facebook page.
Let's see. Good
Going to be a great
morning,
day.
Will.
Will says it's going to be a great day. Yes,
It
sir. It already is.
Could be a great day for me. I get to go home to my beautiful wife. Winter chicken dinner.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. My wife keeps getting prettier.
I got to watch what I say because, she loves me.
She does love you. I don't. All the women love you. Once they meet, I guess to know you is to love you is the way women look at it.
That's what it is. I've got a few that don't love me, though. I don't want to bring up any names.
All his exes.
Yeah,
live
I don't
in
want to
Texas.
bring up any names, but there's a few out there. I can guarantee you that. Kurt helped me with my Toyota Camry, picking it up today. How about that?
Yep.
Way to go.
He called me and he goes, man, I drove the Lexus and then I drove the Camry and I'm buying me a Camry.
Good for him. Well, those are nice vehicles.
Getting that new XSC hybrid. Oh, yeah. That's the cat's
Can't
meow.
really beat that, can you?
Did you get Ron's information?
Yeah.
He wants
He started making a phone call.
Huh?
He started making a phone call.
He started making a phone call.
Yeah, he wants a new Jeep.
Yes, I know. I've been talking to him, and then he got on a phone call. He's like, man, I don't want to waste your time. He got my card. But
Yeah,
was
well, he
in the
went
middle of that phone
to
call.
met her, but then he tunes in the show and he goes,
Yeah, he told me.
yeah, he goes, hey, I drove over here. I said, hey,
Yeah.
screw that place.
Yeah.
He goes, well, it's not far from me. I said, no, just see Shane, the guy you were talking to. He's going to go get his wife. He
50
wants a
miles to
four-door.
the gallon.
Yeah, I said, we're just
How
calling
sweet
our
is
got
that?
one out there he's interested in.
Okay.
But he
Yeah,
told
that's
me that
fantastic.
he had to take a phone call. He's like, I don't want to waste your time. I'll come grab you if you need anything.
Yeah, I'll forward you this number.
Yeah, please
All
do. Thank you. Yeah, I told him I needed to put his crack on it's here, but
Well, that was weird. How'd that happen?
What happened?
Right when I was fixing the punchline. 214-787-1190. I hear you. Today we are live. Grapevine Dodge 121 and William D. Tate. Take the Stonemeyer exit if you're heading north or south on 121. The Stonemeyer exit, because the address says William D. Tate, which is behind us, but you want to take the Stonemeyer exit and then pull on in. And I got to tell you, you got vehicles from $16,000 off MSRP. 16 grand. So you don't have to worry about negative equity today. At Grapevine Dodge, the all new Grapevine Dodge, William D. Tate, and actually take the Stonemeyer Parkway exit off of 121 and come on out and see us. We'll be here for the next hour, but they're going to be here till 8 o'clock tonight. Come out and make your deal. I'm telling you, don't miss out, because once they, when they have discounts this big, once they're gone, they're gone. And don't be left out going, hey, I heard about that 16 grand off. Well, there's a lot of people going to be jumping on a vehicle that you get 16 grand off MSRP. I promise you.
That's a lot of dinero.
That's a bunch of money.
It's been a long time before I see $16,000.
I mean, just think 30 per thousand.
Wow. That's as far as the payment is concerned.
Yeah.
All right. Think about that, folks. When you figure that it's $30
That's almost $400
per
a month
thousand.
less.
That is incredible right there.
Yeah, for a brand new pick-em-up truck. The place, GrapevineDodge.com. Let's talk about another great sponsor, Classic Kia Carrollton. Lease a 2025 Kia Sportage, $259 a month. A Kia K4, the new K4 EX, $229 a month. And the new 2025 Kia K5 LXS, not a bottom line, only $289 a month. And interest rates as low as 1.9% to place. Classic Kia Carrollton, right there at 35 and 121. My buddy Jesse Hull, managing partner. He's got his son as a CFO. He's got another son that's an internet director. And just a great staff taking care of your Kia business. Let me tell you, the residuals are up. Longest warranty in the business, 10-year, 100,000 miles. Then it's got to come down to people. And people make the world go round. And when it comes to Kia, it gets no better than Classic Kia Carrollton. Go online, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com for all the details. When it comes to your Kia needs, it's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. All right. Let's see here. I always take my choices on cars that are coming out. And there are some incredible cars in today's market that are filling so many gaps because there's so many in-betweens. There's either a high-priced vehicle or a low-priced vehicle, either a big vehicle or a small vehicle. And there's some manufacturers out there that are really getting it when it comes to covering the best of both worlds. And when it comes to pickup trucks, my gosh, what a tough decision these days to decide on.
It is. It really is.
What truck you want to
I've
own.
had the Ram. I've had the Ford. I've had I think at one point in my life I had a Chevy. But yeah, they've just all been really good. I can't really say that what I put I think it's just hard. You just got to get out and drive one and see what fits your style and kind of the mode of all that, because they're all really good.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's a butt for every seat. You just got to find the one that yours is most comfortable in. And that's why I always tell people, when you're driving a car, if you're not driving that demo drive for 30 to 45 minutes, you have just shortened the entire process. You've wasted precious time, because a lot of people says, well, it really doesn't matter. It comes down to price. Let me tell you, I've sold in my 37 years, I've sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cars. And there's so many people that buy an automobile and then wish they had none. The more I drove it, the less I liked it. And that's why I say your demo drive is the most important part of it. Now, if you're brand loyal, who cares? I mean, I got people that say, I only drive this brand. I only drive this car. So be it. But that's not the norm. And there's so many cool, great products out there where you need to spend all your time driving. And you know what? My boss, God rest his soul, Eddie Hinojosa, he was my boss when I was selling Hondas at McDavid. He would tell me at 8 o'clock I couldn't talk to a customer.
Why?
Because I took too long. He goes, you and your stinking test drive.
Well, y'all close at 9 and you couldn't take a customer after 8?
Well, they have it right. So they're right there on 183. I can tell you exactly. I'd go up to Beltline Road, and you always took a right. They said always take right-hand turns, because you don't want people always looking, to the left, or making a left-hand turn is the most dangerous turn.
Right.
So I'd go up to Beltline Road, and I'd take a right, and I'd go down to Esther's, Conflans, and I'd go down to Conflans, or a place called Town Square, and there was a fountain, and they wanted you to stop in front and then switch. You always drove off a lot and say, look at this beautiful car. You had the fountain behind it. Hey, Bo, where do you think the first place to take your car? I got so sick of that.
And then switch the driver like this, life or whatever.
Bo, where do you think the first place you're going to take your new car? And all this assumptive selling. Well, I was like,
take it to the garage.
The heck with this. So I'd go up the service road. I'd cross over Beltline. We'd jump on 183. And there was times I went into downtown Dallas and I'd come back. But you know what? I had the highest closing percentage. My best month there, I sold 49 cars.
And probably the most satisfied customers.
Oh,
because they don't have that buyer's remorse come Monday after they went around and saw the fountain.
Well, they had a ring. If you sold 20, you got a ring. If you sold 25, you got a diamond in Dallas. If you sold 30, they did the splash on it. And then if you sold over that, they did the crown on it.
Right.
Okay. I build mine up faster than anybody. Well, there was a guy named Jerry Levins. He was the house mouse. And so he got a lot of house deals. Mine were all my deals. I wasn't a house mouse. But anyway, I tell people, spend the time driving. In fact, I had a dealer one time going, hey, Kurt, you're killing me. I said, why? He goes, we had 3 of your listeners show up and they were driving for almost an hour. Are you freaking kidding me? I went, did you sell them? Well, we did. But no, but time out. The feel of the wheel.
This is not a restaurant. It's not to where you're trying to turn tables real quick by getting them in and out.
Great point.
You want to be able to sit there and enjoy your food, your glass of wine or drink or whatever, and salad and the whole thing. That's how you need to look at it. Same way is if you want to enjoy a restaurant and you want to and sit there and take the whole thing, and you need to. I bet most people spend more time in a restaurant eating than they do driving a vehicle.
Oh, no doubt about it. And so It was funny when I got promoted to sales manager. Eddie goes, "Well, we'll get out of here on time now." I said, "But hang on a second. I had one of the best customer satisfaction index scores. Nobody could outsell me. I mean, Jerry was the house mouse, so he got all the house deals. But
Now, what does that mean?
a house mouse
Is he
means
just
that,
like the
that
teacher's pet?
you kiss butt to the manager and he gives you all the house deals. When you get referrals from the owners and different people coming in, they're Jerry to the sales desk, and we all knew, and he'd always laugh about it. But if I had that gig too, you know,
No, we wouldn't turn it down, right?
heck no, that was the deal. But anyway, spend your time driving. I can't tell you that enough, because I have people, you wouldn't believe this last year. I used to keep track of it, and for the first half of the year, almost 50% of the people that were brand loyal bought something else. And I said, do me a favor, just go drive it.
Right.
You're not committed. All I want you to do is to drive it and then call me and tell me what you think. Okay,
And
we'll do that.
That's good to know too, because you actually want to know what people think, because it helps the show. It helps our broadcast to where people give you feedback of how they feel about the product.
And the process and the
Exactly.
sales experience.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I have a Tommy Melton up at Eldorado Miles. So they're at 380 and 75 in McKinney, part of the Eldorado group. And I told Tommy, I said, hey, I have a friend coming up, and all they will drive is this one product. I said, could you please have a CX-5 ready? Well, lo and behold, he drives up there and he calls me and goes, holy cow. It's actually bigger. I can't believe the drive and handling. I have never owned a Mazda. And so as we're talking, I said, well, what do you want? He goes, well, I'm here with my daughter, Hannah, and we won this color and this model. I'm talking. So I called Tommy. I said, hey, they're there. And he goes, you're not going to believe this. The transport pulls up and it's on there.
What they wanted, right?
I said, hey, pull out. They're fixing to unload it. So they went home and gave him time, because it's got to go through PDI and inspection and everything.
Right.
And drove back up and picked it up. And so I saw him, and he's in my Bible study, and he goes, we had no idea. And that's where I tell people, it doesn't cost you a dime, just time to go out and experience another product. Don't get honed in on, and you know, the biggest switch in the auto industry, you know what it is? What line of vehicles do you think is the hardest to switch people on?
To switch them to or
Yeah.
from? What brand?
No, what line of vehicles?
SUVs?
Pickup truck.
Oh, to switch them to that?
Yeah, brand loyal pickup truck owners.
Oh, to get them out
I've
of
only
that.
driven Ford
All
my whole
right.
life.
Oh, I got you. Yes.
I only drive a Dodge with a Hemi.
I got
only
you.
drive a 3/4 ton with a Cummins.
Right.
They are, and let me tell you, I have a niece that's thinking about getting into sales. I said, let me tell you what, you better. And she goes, I want to sell trucks. I said, you better eat, breathe, and live trucks, because these people that buy trucks, they know them like the back of their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They are the most brand loyal people of anybody.
So her suggestion was to study the trucks first of all, number one.
You better live, eat, and breathe it, sleep it, dream it.
And know
Because when they pull up and they go, hey, I want this with this kind of rear axle, I need a payload of this, and I know the truck will do this, and I need you better be game on, because you get that one opportunity with a true truck buyer, or they're gone to someone that does know.
Right.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Don't be scared to call. If you want to know where to go, who to see, and what to do, we're here to help. 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll be right back.
It was good to see Ralph. I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Probably.
I haven't seen him since December.
It's been a while.
When I
Yeah,
go
we
to the
did one-
CBD store, he's usually there on the weekends.
We did a show early December, and that was the last time.
Mhm.
We're already in February.
I talk to him regularly,
Right.
and him and Carol. Carol, boy, is she a trimmed down
Does she work at the store much anymore?
on the weekends.
Was she there on the weekends all the
Yep.
time?
And she's, golly, I saw her and I was like, she looked like a completely different woman. She got on that trim, and on her outfit, she's like 25, 30 pounds. She looks fantastic.
Well, she
And has
wasn't.
a heart of gold.
Well, she wasn't that large in the first place. So
Uh-uh.
25 pounds to her is like taking a different person.
Yeah, because I think she was talking about knee replacement or something.
Right.
And now because of all the weight loss, I don't know that she still is.
Well, that's a lot of times that what causes a lot of problems with people is their weight and with their knees and joints and things like that. I don't think they know how important it is to get that off. How it can change everything with your whole structure of your body, not just the amount of what the scale says, but what
Yeah.
it does to your body overall.
Yep.
And you're out there doing it.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
It was the fasting and taking the trim is really, really, really helped.
Cool.
I've got 2 different products that I'm taking where I have no appetite. And I was telling Bo I had to force feed myself a slice of apple and some peanut butter.
There you go. How about that?
If I don't eat, I get terrible headaches.
Purple Haze is like that. She
Yeah.
gets those headaches like that too. I never had that problem. I'm waiting for him to get a gain weight gummy.
Yeah. What's up, buddy? I think it's called Candy,
Yeah, but I don't like candy.
like Dots and
No, I won't.
Mike and Ike. And
I've really never had really a weight issue. I mean, a couple of times I got up a little more than I like, but
now look at Will, 50 miles to the
I
gallon.
saw that. Isn't that crazy?
That hybrid technology, man, I'm telling you, that's where everybody needs to go. Forget the electric, go
Mhm.
hybrid.
Well, we've been saying that forever,
Yep.
but it's not. There's somebody's palms getting greased with all that push for that, and follow the money, and you'll find out.
Yeah.
We know that to be can't prove it because they hide it so well, but to do what they did for that was knowing that the country wasn't geared for it with all the different things. Just was kind of ridiculous for them to put that kind of effort into it and to give those kind of rebates when the country wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, well, when you have a country that's 36 trillion in debt, why are you wasting all this money to get people to buy something? And then you want to bail out all the college people. And I still love that video. I watched again the other day where the guy, he corners, what's her name? The old hag with the short hair. What is her name? One of the Democrat ladies. And they're talking to her, and the guy goes, "Man, this is really great that you're doing all this college." "Well, thank you." And giving back all this money and forgiving all this debt. Yeah. And he goes, "Well, I put my kids through college for 4 years, and my buddy that you're bailing out, he lives in $1 million home, and they drive all these nice cars." He said, "What about giving me my money back?" She goes, "Oh, well, that's not going to happen." He goes, "That's why I'm not going to vote for you."
Right. That's perfectly put.
Yeah.
And
it's just a vote grabber.
Well, that's what they hope, and sometimes it always don't work, but that's why they do it for sure.
214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. Go see my buddy James Palms. He's a new GM out there, and they have got inventory. They previously Huggins Honda came Norm Reeves. Honda loaded them up with cars. I think 500 something cars to choose from. And their Honda HRV for people that don't want a big SUV. You want something that gets great gas mileage, and it is off the charts. It's one of the top leading products out there. Stop out there to Norm Reeves Honda Superstore right there at 820 and 26, and see Haley or any of the folks out there and enjoy a phenomenal Honda experience. And Honda's back in the lease business. For the longest time, there wasn't a lot of good leases out there. It was, on average, almost $7,000 down on leasing. Not anymore. If you go to Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com, it's Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com, you'll see all the specials out there and enjoy the experience of just driving. from the new Honda Prologue, which is our all-electric vehicle, to their top-selling Honda CR-V and one of the always top-selling cars, the Honda Accord and Honda Civic. They got something for you. And one of the big demand vehicles, believe it or not, is the all-new Honda Odyssey. There's something for everybody, from family to people carriers to business to whatever you want to do. They got it from new to pre-owned to certified pre-owned Hondas and service after the sale, second to none for your Honda needs. Place Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. All right. Do you know how many parts make up a new car?
250.
250.
Yeah.
How about 30,000?
That was awful.
You were close. You were close.
30,000 parts make up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me ask you, do you know what the most common problem is when your check engine light comes on your car? From
Well,
all the times, if you have 1,000 check engine lights, what do you think the number one problem is?
I would say probably battery.
That was number 3, catalytic converter,
Wow. Okay.
the number one problem. And you know what has crept up the charts? Not closing your gas cap properly.
I was going to say a lot of times that's what turns out to be when it, I know you've talked about that a lot, where people think, and they may go to a wrong service place and they're making you, hey, you got to spend $2,000 because of this, rheostats out of that. And to come find out it's nothing more than the gas
If
cap.
you had the blinker fluid in, then, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really important to go to a trustworthy place, but that does trigger that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the lady had an $1,890.
Is it a leak where it leaks, like it's not
Well,
tight
it creates
enough anymore?
pressure. Once you put the gas cap on there, it creates pressure for the sensor.
So does that mean it gets old or where it doesn't pressurize enough?
Yeah, and it takes a lot. I mean,
But it can
these
happen.
things- yeah, it can happen. And so there's some of them now have that tether. When you put it on, you have the tether that folds up in there, and sometimes that tether will wear out. Well, the lady had an $1,890 bill, $1,890. And so the dad calls me and says, hey, we're trying to figure out the check engine light has come on the car. We don't know what's going on. We can't figure it out. And they told her it was $1,890 to fix it. Well, we get to talking. I'm going, something's not right here. And so I said, hey, go out to your car. I said, pull your gas cap off. And I said, what is it? And she said, well, the tether is broken. So she went and got a new gas cap. I said, go to the dealership and get an OEM.
Right.
What is that? And I said, it's original equipment from the manufacturer. And she put it on, and I says, now, drive the car, take it off, put gas in it, seal it again, check engine light went off. $1,890 to fix it. And that tethered gas got $35, $40.
So what did they do to the $1,800?
Well, they told her that the O2 sensor was out,
there we
and it was a mess. And so the dad goes, God, you just saved what I owe you. And he sent me a check, a couple $100 for our adopted teacher program.
That's good.
There you go.
awesome.
So you got to be careful. Get this. Here's a fun fact that blew me away. Did you know? Do you know who Ralph Teeter is?
No.
Ralph Teeter, at 5 years old, became blind through a disease. Guess what Ralph Teeter invented? For cars.
As far as I don't know.
Cruise control.
Oh,
Think about that. You have a kid that was blind at 5 years old, and he invented the cruise control. It was called Speedostat when it first came out. Think about that. A person that's blind has a mindset and invents cruise control. How about that?
well, he probably should have been inventing self-driving vehicles.
So here's one that blew me away. This one blew me away. I look at a lot of stats and what a lot of people can do. You see the Indy guys or NASCAR when they pull up how fast they change the tires and put gas in it.
Yeah.
You're talking about seconds. It can make or break a race, right?
Oh, no doubt. Pretty impressive.
Yep. So I went around and talked to some mechanics, and I said, hey, if you had to pull an engine out and you had to do an engine replacement, how long would it take you? And they're talking hours and hours to pull an engine out, put a new engine in, and turn the key for it to start. Hours
Wow, in those cars?
in a car.
Oh, in a
car.
regular.
So this car pulls
Right.
in the shop. They bring the hoist over, disconnect everything, undo the motor mounts, lift it up,
Hours.
move it out the way, put another motor in. Get this.
30 seconds?
You're real close. The fastest engine replacement, 42 seconds.
In a NASCAR.
No, in a car.
Oh, where was this at?
This was 5 Royal British Marines, and they rehearsed this and rehearsed it and rehearsed it. And 5 of them took an engine out, put an engine in, and fired it in 42 seconds.
That reminds me of the episode of the Andy Griffith Show when Goober rebuilt a car in the sheriff's office.
In the sheriff's office.
Yeah, y'all need to check that show out.
Could you? I would love, and I'm trying to scour and find the video on it to see
How they did that.
42 seconds. Now I've been in the car business 37 years.
Did they say what kind of car or anything? Just
No, it was just the world's record. These guys did it, and like there was they started working it down, 30 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 8 minutes, and then 5 minutes was the fastest one I ever saw. And they had these guys. I mean, it was incredible how, and this is a simple engine. It's not like, an EFI.
right.
But these guys, I saw them take that thing, and boy, one was up underneath there, motor mounts, boom. They got the hoist and they got the 2 little things on the side of the motor. You yank this thing out. Plus, you got to detach it from the transmission. And I saw these guys do it in record time. And I went, you have got to be kidding me. 42 seconds. So I'm trying to find the video
I used to drop my.
and then it says Royal British Marines.
Yeah, of course. I used to drop my Volkswagen engine in about 5 minutes.
Really?
No, really, I'm just kidding. It's just so easy to do.
Yeah.
Just
All my buddies had Volkswagen. They kept screwdrivers, pliers, and a couple of whatever the liquids were in the car. And we never
oil.
we
Oil
never
is
got
the
broke
most
down.
important thing in a Volkswagen because it has no radiator.
Yeah.
So in order to keep that cool, you really had to have it oiled up good. But
I remember when my dad grounded me from my car, and he goes, "You're gonna have to start hitching a ride." And my buddy Raymond Sweet had a Volkswagen. He goes, "I'll drive it. We got to jump start it." We didn't care.
no, you could do it by yourself almost if you had as long as you weren't had to go uphill. If you were pretty
I
flat.
had a little Chevy Vega that I could jump start by myself. I get a running start and pop that clutch.
If you got a slight little angle downward, no problem. But if you had somebody to help you,
Yeah.
dude, you're off and running quickly. And there were so many times that I had to do that I would end up parking to where I knew that I could go downhill to pop that clutch and get it going.
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember and had that tiny little back seat. That back seat was nothing. I remember we were at a football game, and we had these 2 girls. We're going to go to Pizza Inn, and we had them help us jump start the car and give us a little shove. But it worked. Those were the good old days. Nobody cared.
No, it was fun times too.
And when we get back, we're going to run through a list of my picks for 2025. Things that you might want to take a look at, might want to drive, and then we're going to hit some interest rates that are really, really, really good right now across the board here on the Automotive Edge radio show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Art says, I always found it shocking when a meth addicted person would refuse to buy a $9.99 gas cap they somehow lost. That's crazy. Aren't you the best, man?
Have you ever pulled up to somebody where they left something on the roof of the car?
I did that myself. And here's one reason why that I don't buy expensive sunglasses anymore. I had bought these Serengeti sunglasses, which about $300 at one time, maybe more than that now. And I was driving, and I had a 1986 Volkswagen Cabriolet, but I always ran around a lot with the top down, but this had the top up, And I got out, and for some reason, I set my sunglasses on the top of that thing, left, went in, whatever did, came back out and drove off.
Mm.
I came back, they were there, but they'd been run over. It was horrible. I said, I'm never buying those kind of sunglasses anymore. I'm not doing it. You know, I'll buy a little bit if they're good, but most of the time I just buy cheap ones because I lose them or run over them.
Yeah, I like the video where the guy, he actually had her on the phone, you know, videotape. He goes, "Hey, your purse is on the," and he's trying to yell at her, and she's like, "Screw off, leave me alone." And he's pointing in,
Feeling good.
She hits the brake, and the purse comes off, and she gets up to the stoplight, and the guy, he crushes the purse. And she goes, "What do you want?" And he goes, "Well, I was trying to tell you your purse was on the roof, but this guy just ran over." She, "Yeah, what?"
I've seen drinks on cars.
Yeah.
People leave their drinks up there because,
And then I remember I pulled up this lady. She had her, her gas cap just swinging on the side of the car.
that happens a lot. I've seen
I was
that.
like, "Hey," and she's like, "Wait, your gas," different times. People
Yeah.
always think, there's so many scams and everything.
Well, and they're right. That's true. And that's the one great thing about the past is that, or back in the day, you
Everybody
roll
helped
down your
everybody.
window. If you heard somebody, "Hey, what's up?" "Yeah, no, your gas cap," or, "Something's on your car." It was awesome.
Or if you left something behind, somebody held on to it, and you could go
Mhm.
back and get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I still try to roll. If somebody's trying to say something to me, I still roll down my window, see what they want. I'm not afraid because I carry anyway.
yeah. Just, people would stop if you had a flat tire. Now, people act like they're broken down. So you pull over and then they rob you. Different times.
It's horrible times.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. Trying to be a good Samaritan is a tough deal these
It's
days.
very tough.
And I was telling my brother, I just remember growing up and everybody in our neighborhood took care of each other. There was always an electrician or a painter or someone that could work on a motor or someone. Tom Nash and Norm that lived across the street. There was the Presleys and there was Tom Nash and Norm. They were always working on their cars. And if we ever had an issue, man, they'd walk right over. "What's going on?" My dad traveled a lot. He was gone a bunch. And, if our mower didn't work, man, they were there fixing it.
Yeah.
If something happened, somebody had a trait in that neighborhood to fix it. Now, hell, the neighbors don't even want to meet each other.
They don't even know each other.
No.
It's a lot of that going on for sure.
I moved in, and luckily the neighborhood that we're in, there's a lot of elderly people there. And, man, they're the nosiest people in the world. Every time I was ripping trees out and redoing the yard, people, "What are you doing? What's going on?"
You didn't. We were making a lot of friends doing that either.
I said, "Look, I have to pull this off because the yard's going down because of the roots, and water stays here, and it's a mosquito problem." Well, it wasn't a problem for Don and whatever his name was. Okay, well, they don't own the house no more. And my neighbor next door, Mike, comes over and he goes, "Hey, could you help me? Man, this is like a nest for mosquitoes." But then there was those ones that they go, "I can't believe you're killing the tree." I said, "I'm putting 3 more in." Yeah. 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Burleson Nissan. We're going to be there next Saturday with our buddy Justin Crane. And here's the thing. He's got 3 models less than what a brand new car cost. 3 brand new cars. You have the Versa, you have the Sentra, and you have the Kicks. All of them, especially the Kicks, totally redesigned. So you get a brand new car with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, less than what the average used car is. And Nissan's a great product. I have 2 family members in new Nissans now. My son's girlfriend's in a new Nissan. My buddy Clay, he's driving a new Pathfinder. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 at Renfro Road.
Ruh-roh.
Go over and see Justin Crane, managing partner. He's on the sales office now. And working those car deals, making sure every customer gets 100% satisfaction. The place, BurlesonNissan.com. So my SUVs for the month, for the year 2025, these are ones you ought to just get out and test drive. Because, here's the thing. Nobody's building a bad car. Nobody. You may have a car that has been problems in the past. I talk to people all the time. Hey, why don't you tell you, oh, no, I had one in 1987, man. It's the biggest piece of junk. Oh, okay, well, 40 years ago. Get over it. Or I have people, even in the early 2000s, I'll never go back. A lot of times it was the experience at the dealership, not so much the car. Because these dealers now, especially here at Grapevine Dodge, they have loaner cars. They have quick service. They notify you if there's a recall. They jump on these cars and get you in and out as quick as possible. It's at different times, but nobody overall builds a bad car. You have some that have better resale than others, some that have less cost of ownership than others. But bottom line is to put your finger and go, this is a horrible car. That's a mindset. It's not a true fact because nobody builds a bad car. It's just going to be what flips your switch or what tickles your fancy the most is what you're going to drive. So I went out and I drove all these vehicles, drove them all. And these are all the mid-size and small SUVs out there because the big ones, I tell you what, you look at this Grand Wagoneer, good gosh. I don't know what else and how much nicer
A vehicle could be.
the Jeep Wagoneer could be. I don't know what else that you have a level 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what more Jeep could do to the Grand Wagoneer to make it any nicer. And their whole line of Jeeps, they're a lot of times we look at Jeeps, we think off-road, going mudding.
I think that's what most people think.
Yeah. And now you look at some of these, I'm not taking a $100,000 rig off-road.
But
Not going to happen. But they built these things.
if you ever had to go off-road,
Yeah.
you could be there.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you think off-road, you think Jeep. And the Jeep Wranglers are absolutely incredible. And here's the other thing cool about the Jeep is that you can do whatever you want to it. You can make it your own identity. It offers as much as a pickup truck, as if not more, of accessories to really, from winches to big wheels to lights to whatever the case may be. And there's always a great market. I remember when I was selling, every time an old Jeep, even if it was beat to snot and covered in mud, I had a buyer for that. I had buddies with deer leases and off-road places or cabins or whatever. It says, hey, when you find some beat up old Jeep that's still running, call me. And they bought them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been one of those all-around good vehicles. So the Jeep Wrangler is one of your big drives. The other one is the Mazda CX-30, $26,000 starting price. You got the Chevy Trax. And I got to tell you, I drove the Chevy Trax 2 years ago, and that thing was just ugly. It was ugly. And I had one for a loaner when my truck was in the shop. And now this new Chevy Trax is a good-looking rig, starting at $21,000. You have the Hyundai Kona, and Hyundai has really changed their look on vehicles. They're making really cool rigs. I mean, just cool-looking rigs. I don't like what they did with their new SUV, the Santa Fe. I don't get why they did that front end. The previous model was 10 times better looking. And whoever the platform team is, fire them and go back to that really cool, sleek design, because that was a good looking rig. The Buick Envista. And, I've never really been around Buick a whole lot. But then when we joined forces with Classic Arlington, and I was out there driving the different Buicks, I'm going to tell you what, that is luxury. And for a small SUV, it is luxury. And that thing starts at $23,000, $4,000 less than the average pre-owned vehicle. And then you have the Subaru Crosstrek coming in at $26K. And those vehicles are the most loyal with 7.3 years of ownership. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, that is the hardest switch next to a pickup truck.
Say that.
It's telling people not to go look at something.
And maybe even Volvo.
Oh, yeah.
They're like that too. It's hard to get somebody away from that. And Subaru is the same.
Yeah, you can talk discounts and everything. They don't want to hear it. I got a buddy, my eye doctor, his son, there will be nothing else in his driveway for the rest of his life than a Subaru, period. And even though he doesn't live in Denver anymore, he lives in Austin, he's driving a Subaru. The Honda HR-V, I really wasn't sure, with Honda coming out with this, having the CR-V since 1997, that they could come out with something smaller. But the CR-V, it's not little anymore. It's actually getting really close to a midsize. That and the RAV4. They used to be these, CRV stood for comfortable runabout vehicle. And it was this little introduction. And I sold over 100 of them. When they came out, I had the longest list of deposits of anybody with Honda. And that was the Cat's Meow. And over the years, it just kept getting bigger and bigger, a little bit longer, totally redesigned. The new, totally redesigned CRV that's coming out is absolutely fabulous. And then they come out with the HRV, and I was like, God, why would they do that? But the HRV is off the hook. When you get in it, and I have a really long torso, and I was like, well, let's take this thing out for a ride. I enjoyed it. I had no blind spots, the acceleration, everything about the vehicle I enjoyed. The next two, the Kia Soul and the Kia Seltos. This Kia Soul, the design is, the looks of it, not my gig, but once you get inside it, the ride, the drive, the comfort, and the options on that, starting at $21,000, you can't go wrong. They're starting to round it off and refine a little bit and give it more of a cool factor. I remember when they had the dancing rats riding around, whatever they were, and man, it stole the heck out of those. Isn't it amazing? They come out of commercial with dancing rats and the blinking lights for the stereo, and sold the snot out of those vehicles. And now it's refined, a little design with the interior, the ride, drive, and handling, along with the Kia Seltos. And here you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it, are must drives. My top pick, I don't think you can go wrong with that Grand Highlander for people that want to spend close to about $40,000 and you don't want to drive over to Lexus and pay $60,000, $70,000. That Grand Highlander, Toyota knocked it out of the park with that vehicle. There is nothing about that vehicle that I could pick apart as a negative. And let me tell you, when I go through a car, I go through a car. I look at all the nuts and bolts. I look at the finish. I look at the door jambs and how the door sounds when it closes, the trunks, the deck lids. I get up and start looking at everything, how these things are painted, how they're finished out, and then I drive them. I look at, how they finished off the carpet. There's some carpets out there, you see little lines and bulks and stuff in it. I don't ever understand why the thing get out of factory looking like that. But that Grand Highlander, you have the Highlander, then you have the Grand. And as fast as they're coming in over at Freeman Toyota, they are selling. Along with, I've seen the new 4Runner, but I haven't driven the new 4Runner. It's going to be out, I think, in April. And
so what's the difference between the Highlander and Grand?
Size and options.
Okay.
It's bigger than the Highlander, and it's optioned out.
More
Getting right there to the Lexus.
I got you. Okay.
And they have that one pearl white with the white leather. Oh my goodness. I helped the lady. She retired from Frito-Lay, and that's what was going to be. They always say it's her last car, but they wanted to buy more. That she just wanted to write a check and drive one. It took a while because there was, so far backlogged on it. And she said it's the best by far. And she's owned Mercedes and BMW, all these cars. She cannot believe that this checks every box.
There you go.
Yep. So that's going to be my top pick. And then you always have, everything else that's being redesigned and modified. Your Jeep line, they continue to upgrade it. Chevy's killing it with their Trax and their Equinox and the Chevy Traverse. It's off the hook. And then you have, your real loyals as far as your Wrangler, your CRV, and the RAV4. And once again, nobody builds a bad rig. You're safe. Spend the time driving. 45 minutes is the minimum I would be driving a car when the average one's selling for over $40,000. Spend the time driving. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We're going to get things wrapped up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show live. The all-new Grapevine Dodge. Go to grapevinedodge.com. Look at the specials. Negative equity is a thing of the past at Grapevine Dodge today. Quick break. We'll be right back.
So you're actually picking Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah, it's only a 1.5 spread. Over and under is 48.
referee cheating.
Well, think about this. Every long run that he's had over 40 yards, every one, there's been no penalties. None. When he had that 58-yard scamper against Washington and he had a 42-yard, what's going to bother me is when he has these long scampers, they're calling holding. And he hasn't had one.
Well, I'll tell you, Graham loves him. He said that he's a great guy, great family man. I remember when they were talking to him about breaking the record that they were going to not play in the last game of the season so he could break the Russian record, some particular Russian record. I don't know what it was. And he said, no, I'm good with that. He said, my dad wasn't. My dad really wasn't that agreeable to it. But, he said, no, I'm fine with it.
It's Ty's house.
Oh, my gosh, look at that.
So he's got Luca with the quarterback. And then look at that's when Barkley jumped backwards over the guy. And we bought him that for Christmas.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's autographed.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's jumping backwards.
Yeah, see that. Well, he's quite a guy.
And just think, they told him that, they offered him everything. It says, hey, go test the market. You might do better with somebody else, this, that, and the other. Man, you go in the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, Henry's done great too. They just
Pittsburgh gets rid of Pickens and said he'd never make in the NFL. He's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you go.
I think there's 6 guys that were cut that would not amount to between both teams and are both in the Super Bowl.
Well, it just shows you that sometimes it's to be in the right place makes you happy. I mean, even Baker Mayfield, look at the difference he's been where he's at.
Yeah.
I mean, you get in that right formula or right chemistry with the coaches and the owners and the players and stuff, it can change a whole career.
Yeah, some have a mindset and a plan, and a lot of times don't mold to. And we've seen that. You remember, Vince Young, when he went to Texas, and they tried to change it, and he lost that championship. And then finally, what was the old coach's name for Texas? Mac Brown.
Oh.
And he goes, leave him alone. This year, he's going to do his own thing. Wins the national, comes back and beats USC, wins the national champion. And you go to look at all these quarterbacks that they try to change them to conform to the offense that they like, and they fail. And now at Tampa Bay, they've just turned him loose.
And he's been
Hey, go be Baker. When he was playing for Texas, what did he do? Throw you.
No, yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah. Ran all over the place and chunked the ball and did his thing. And when you change that.
Well, you change the chemistry makeup of what they are.
Yeah.
And then that's.
And when they've done it their whole life.
Well, they've kind of done that to Dak. I mean, Dak his legs were his important thing when he first started taking over.
Yeah.
And now they took all that away. And now he don't even want to run. He doesn't make good decisions when, to get rid of the ball, to throw it out of bounds. And that's one of the things I noticed about a lot of the good quarterbacks. They know how to get rid of that ball when they feel like they're about to get sacked or something. He just doesn't.
Now he's concerned about his health.
Well, he's been out 2 years in a row now with several games. And this year was over half the season, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, he.
That's the other one.
Oh, yeah.
He's the CFO.
Wow.
Spent all that money.
You don't care, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, it's what it is, and Cowboys are going to be in a suck position.
They said he may not be back first 3 or 4 games.
Wouldn't surprise me.
214-787-1190. Let's run through it one more time. We're here today live. Grapevine Dodge, 16,000 off a Ram 1500 Limited, 15,000 off the 2025 Laramie 1500. This off MSRP, 12,000 off the 1500 Rebel. Let's move 12,000 off the Tradesman, 10,000 off the Pacifica Hybrid, 11,000 off the Jeep Wrangler Sport, 9,000 off a Grand Cherokee Limited, 6,000 off the Jeep Gladiator Nighthawk, 15,000 off an Overland Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and it goes on and on and on. Negative equity doesn't matter today at Grapevine Dodge. William D. Tatum, 121. Stop out here today. They're going to be here till 8 o'clock tonight and take advantage because we don't know what's going to happen on Monday when all the incentives and APRs and everything change. Get out here today. 16,000 off a Ram Limited.
First of all, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. It's going to be 70 degrees. The wind's just barely blowing, just slight breeze. Sun is out. And it's a great time to come down here and take advantage of this day by doing what Kurt's telling you to do.
No doubt. Hey, I want to throw something out there. If you go to dmvrecord.com, that's dmvrecord.com, that's where you can find the recalls. Put in your VIN, dmvrecord.com, put in your VIN, and it will tell you if you have an outstanding recall. And here's the reason why you need to do that. There are a couple of million vehicles that are on a recall right now. If it's not that brand, let's say that you have a Dodge and you want to trade it in, you're thinking about going somewhere else, and they see that those parts are backed up and they can't get to that vehicle, they don't want it. You wouldn't believe how many people call and said, hey, I want to go trade in. They don't want the car. Well, they don't want to buy a car from you, trade it in, and it sit on their lot for months and months and months until they get that part in. They don't. That was like the Takata airbags. When they had that recall, I had buddies that had hundreds of thousands, not millions of dollars in inventory that they could not sell because of the Takata airbag recall. Well, same thing with these cars. Go check your VIN, get your 17-digit VIN, go to dmvrecord.com, put it in there, and it will tell you if your vehicle has a recall and get it done. At least go to the dealership and get in line, get your parts ordered. So when they come in, you don't have to leave your vehicle in the dealership if it's not an emergency hazard where you can continue to drive it and they can get those parts ordered and everything. But if you go to trade it in, they put your VIN and go, oh, hang on a second here. You need this on your car. They contact their dealer because everybody's connected and say, hey, tell me about this recall on. Oh, well, we're 120 days or 100. We have no idea when it's going to be available. They don't want that car. So go to dmvrecord.com, put in your VIN, 17 digits, and it will tell you if you have a recall or not. And that's paramount. A bunch of people this year are already trading, and they're not digging it because they call me up and say, well, if they took it, well, that's because it's an expense to them. When they're paying off these cars and it becomes,
Sitting out there
and it's
forever.
financed through the bank on their floor plan, they're paying interest on a car that they can't sell, and it's there for 6 months of interest. And then that has to go into the selling price of the car. Now they may have priced that used car out of the market because of how long they had to hold on to it was paying interest, plus the repair, the downtime at the dealership when it gets there. So don't do that. There's a better way to do it. And let's go to dmvrecord.com, put in your VIN number and find out up front. Hey, we want to thank Brandon and the folks here at Grapevine Dodge. What a gorgeous facility. He scrimped nowhere on nothing and made this such an open forum and such a beautiful facility. And remember, he's got to get this inventory gone because once the remodel is completed and Stellantis loads him up on new inventory, he doesn't want his lot full. He wants it emptying and out, getting ready for the new
Coming and
inventory.
going.
I'm
Coming
telling
and
you,
going.
it doesn't get any better than it gets right now. I'm telling you, today is the day to make your deal on a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Just go online, grapevinedodge.com, take a look at all their specials and make the drive. At least make the appointment with the guys out here and get in the system and get out here and get your new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Go to grapevinedodge.com. Bo, great show.
Yes, Maddie, great job as always. Appreciate you.
Appreciate the new intros. You're the B-O-double-B-O-M-B bomb.
Fantastic.
I'll get you your toothbrush. And
Hey, Maddie, would you text me when you finally get it?
remember, turn off those electronics.
Post it.
Get reconnected. Turn off those electronics. Turn them off. Talk to your kids about no driving with a cell phone. Get reconnected. Tell that person you love them because we're not promised tomorrow, but we have today. And thanks everybody for joining the Automotive Edge radio show today. Be sure to go to the YouTube, the Automotive Edge YouTube, and subscribe. We need another 800 and something, and then we get the $1,000 for our adopted teacher and make the world go round. God bless you. Have a great Saturday, and thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Have a blessed weekend.
Yeah.